No, I've been pressing it, but
Yeah.
thinking there's a problem with my internet connection.
Wait,
It
it's a
stays
good
on
thing
the
I
screen
didn't.
here.
I didn't have to hear about a tooth.
I didn't care though.
I just
This one, that's what you've gone with.
Like, why did you care so much about
Whole
me
time
talking
people that
about
touch you guys alive, by the way.
me talking about wearing a denture?
No, protecting our private business. Remember, I'm a new Brent.
Oh, since last week's comment, that really did a number on you.
Yeah.
How were you the rest of the week though? Because I wasn't here, unfortunately.
But you were here on Friday, and I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't seeing anything.
On Friday, you were still popping off. I'm
No,
sure.
I wasn't popping for myself. I wasn't giving anything away about myself. Didn't even know how sickly I was. And
Well, never know now.
I was never sickly.
You're doing too
I
much.
just feel something in
You
there.
tried to, you wanted to make it known. I'm doing well like that.
All right, cool. We had a whole 5-minute conversation
We
before.
did. Cut long
only for
story
Brent to
short.
realize that Brent didn't press live.
Yes.
All right.
But anyway, big up my sister. She's turned 25. Great things.
Boom, huddle.
Had a nice. I'm not doing that again with you. I'm not doing that again. No, he knows what he's doing. I'm not doing that again. No. You should have pressed live so you could have rewinded. Anyways, right. Big up my baker, Mel.
Come on.
She gave me the cake. It looks absolutely delicious. I'm gonna have some when I get home.
What flavor did you go for?
Salted caramel.
All right.
And then
Interesting.
I love salted caramel cake. Well, I love Mel's salted caramel cake. Can't lie to you. Love Mel's salted caramel cake. But yeah, so then I was mimosing all day. So I woken up this morning, I can feel the Prosecco
I hear it.
in my system. Like, I feel like what's flowing through my body is Prosecco. I feel quite jittery. So
Sorry, sister.
that's how I'm feeling. And then I also deeped my last week here. So I am feeling a bit like,
Emotional.
Melancholy?
yeah, a bit
So am
emotional.
I. I'm becoming a bit emotional.
You finally found the words. Also, I feel like, because when I said it at the time, I think I had like 3 weeks left or something. It's come by very quickly.
Very, very.
Because I was like, oh my gosh. So my mom was like, oh, you going to show tomorrow? I said, girl, it's my last week. She said, oh my gosh, really? I said, yes. So that's how I'm feeling today. I'm feeling quite like, wow, end of an era, reflecting a lot. And realising all the things I went through sitting on this couch.
Oh. I've lived through so many changes. I'm just numb to all of it.
I think you're numb.
Yeah.
I think you're numb. But I hope that one day you're going to turn and be like, Esther, and you'll be like, oh.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you remember we did the whole photo shoot with your face on it.
Yeah, so I have a request.
Interesting.
I want one of them pictures to post on my Instagram. Because I can't believe we did all of that.
Who's we? Who's we?
What we did?
You.
I came straight off the
I had a
plane for
moment
that.
on the weekend where I was like, Esther really looked me in the eye and said, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, because
Let's
first
do
of all, when we did the photo shoot, I had no clue it was going to come out 8 months after.
8 months?
Wait,
we did it in January.
When did we do it?
No, we didn't actually. We did it in February. I came back February.
It was definitely not 8 months.
It's 6 months. We're in July.
I'm sure it was close enough to the time for you to have tingles.
I promise
of
you.
doubt.
No, it was cold.
No, it was February.
No, it has nothing to do with the weather.
No, but I'm saying
I'm
it was
not talking about the
cold.
weather.
Don't
I'm
worry.
talking about the weather.
I'm focused on
Go off,
the
King.
fact that she didn't wake up one morning and said, I need to go to such and such. Just that seeds of doubt would have been way back, and then she would have ambled in, just trying to say, I'm not going to say anything until it's right. Yeah? So she was playing along, playing the game, all sorts. Knowing full well,
4th of February.
I would have to basically go back in.
The 4th. Do you know when I got back from Lagos?
Yeah.
The 3rd.
And that's how I even know.
How do you
came
know?
back you came back from heaven. Do you understand? And you stepped into.
First of all, hey, I didn't blaspheme. I ain't going out like that on my last week.
Oh, serious?
Have the Lord put this on my record.
No, they're different heavens. I mean,
Not for me.
You can get lips and be like, oh, that's like heaven.
I never do that.
Okay.
Oh, serious?
I don't put fornication
sorry about that, man.
next to heaven.
Sorry about that.
Next to heaven's glory.
Sorry about that.
Cut long story short, I didn't know back then I was going to be leaving. That's part of what's like, I'm like, wow, didn't see this coming.
There's no... Anyway. So
There's no way that I was
no,
leaving.
no.
I promise you when I did that photo shoot, I
No,
didn't know I
not
was
that you were
leaving.
leaving, but you were 100%. Because there were certain incidents that happened where
What
you
incidents?
were confident. Before that photo shoot, 100%.
Oh my gosh, you think I've been rushed out of here?
Rushed up by who?
I don't know. Clearly incidents.
That's not where I was going with it.
Where you going with it?
I'm
What?
saying that you had days where you had to take a break.
Yeah, because I want to get closer to the Lord. You have me I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, Brent. Do you know I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Sorry, when was the incident when?
I don't know what incident. Is it the sabbatical?
Okay, no, I don't think it was because he had a couple incidents.
When you say incident, are you talking about?
Oh, you're talking about the one where there was a revolution?
Question her entire TD existence.
I don't think so. Do you think it did? Did I tell you that it did?
Yes, you did.
Oh, well. It's obviously, I talk a lot.
So you
so-
didn't even mean that when you said it. This is why I said I had to change. I had to stop placing so much. He always tells me this. Stop placing so much weight and value on what they say in the moment. They will forget it next week.
No,
they
but-
will think they will.
No, but I
I
think-
never said it.
No, but I think that
So
that's...
stop. He said stop pandering.
No, but that helps.
So I said one day, man. You're like, one day I might.
No, but that helps.
here's the day.
Here's the day. Glory. No, but that helps her because then it shows you that, like, that's the reason why you think I'm leaving is not the reason why I'm leaving.
Sorry.
And it might smack me in the neck.
Right.
No, but if you think so, basically, it shows you that the incident is not, or whatever incidents. Do you know how many incidents I've had?
Yeah.
I had an incident. I've had incidents since year one. I would have been left.
It's a lot of incidents. Yeah.
I've had a lot.
gone through a lot of stuff.
Actually, do you know what I have? Oh, I'm definitely keeping my iPad now. Actually, I have. I'm keeping my iPad. Is there anything else I could take? I'm keeping my iPad.
I'll sort something out for you.
Yeah, you have
I'll
to.
sort something out for you.
Because when I'm deep in, I've actually been through a lot on this show.
And you can have the picture I did with the origin.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no sense putting that in that space.
It don't matter. Do you know what? Do you know what it is? There's no need for it. Do you know why there's no need for it? Because it's where it needs to be. It's outside, bitches. You'll never miss me.
No, but I was gonna say you're not
You
gonna,
would
you're
never
not gonna
miss me.
repaint over the
Okay,
the
you're not going
shutter or
to.
the
I wish you
building.
would. I wish you
No,
would.
he actually you're looking at me like it's like
I wish you would. I would take you to court. Whoever the other hires are, I don't care who you hire up in here.
Pretty easy, grow up.
If I come, I'm gonna come like a thief in the night. I'm gonna come when I know the shutters are down.
The thing is,
Let me see a character with no pink top on.
on Sunday,
I dare you.
I nearly put my hand on another white person. Well, I did put my hand on.
What?
Well,
Did I tell you about the first time?
This is what happened. You didn't learn from last week.
In the corner of somewhere I was.
Oh yes, you did. You did.
yeah.
The guy that was
So-
peeing.
Yeah. I had to rough him up. And then there was a guy now, right? No, little context.
Yeah.
10 minutes before, I saw a whole flash mob of people walking backwards.
A flash mob.
Yeah.
When the dance and stuff.
Yeah, but
love those.
You've only seen the flash mob dancing, but there's flash mobs for everything.
Oh, is it?
Do different things. Yeah.
Oh.
But these people were just walking backwards down the road. About 120 of them, right?
So that was that was their cause for the day.
And then
Human beings are
10 minutes
so
after that,
jobless.
some of them came back and they were
What?
stooping and they were doing something and then going, stooping, going, and then some of them were raising their hands. So I
Well,
saw a
re-upping on
guy
the coke.
raise their hand and then write something on the bloody thing, right?
You're lying.
So I ducked out. I said, hey, I grab him. He's like, I said, you did something. I need you to go and clean it off, right? There was chalk in his hand. I knew it was chalk.
What are they writing?
Love words and love
No.
phrases and stuff.
That's
He's
my
like,
property.
it's about love. I said, okay.
I don't like love. I hate it. Go clean up.
like who told you I wanted
Who told you I'm a lover?
building?
I said I don't love. I hate.
But he was
Go clean it.
I felt bad afterwards because it's like his entire soul just left his body.
Yeah, because you scared him.
He should have had love hold him together. Since you want to love so bad.
This is what I mean. To love in
You
between.
want to love so much. Let love hold you, boy. But anyway, yeah. So I think, like I said last week, you're going through the stages of grief. We're now at the anger.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Do you know what you just said to me? You spent the weekend thinking the audacity of this girl to do a photo shoot,
Because it
to do
dawned
this
on
and
me.
do exactly.
Because obviously, 20th is a very important day. I will tell you guys why just now, right? The 20th of this month. And as I'm thinking about
Mind
what
you, that's a choice.
the 20th?
Yes. If you cared so much, you'd done it before I left.
Impossible.
Fair. Carry
Impossible.
on.
That's just impossible. In fact, you should see it as I waited until it is that you left.
Oh, shut up. Ain't no respect in there.
Out of respect.
Oh, shush. You
You
just, had
understand?
to, you just had to give my
Out of
iPad to somebody else
respect.
before
So
I even
that-
left.
So that the renewal is proper. Do you understand? So people can remember the end. It
The
be set into
beginning.
the memory, I'd be like, all right, cool. We have to rip off the Band-Aid and go afresh.
I hope this is not part of your pitch for next week Monday.
Impossible.
Good.
Impossible.
You
It
need to
has
do a better
nothing
job.
to do with you.
Yeah, good. You do a better job. Because you ain't selling me shit. Carry on anyway.
All right. Where was I? Yeah.
Where were you?
So obviously I'm thinking about the things I need to basically do before the 28th. And one of the things is like, wait, don't I need to change the artwork? Do I need to do this and things? I'm thinking, oh my goodness, wait a minute. The amount of glee that she had in her face. And she was like, make sure and get that size. And I'm thinking,
What size?
Because the Ghana School bags I got with all of the gams and stuff. Yeah. So you making sure that you got all of the joints. Even though deep down you're like...
Free clothes.
Doing for well. I'm like, I beg you. Let me not have to do this again. Let me not have to do this again. Let me not.
But you can still use me on the website. I didn't say you can't use me. You can use my images.
No, I filmed.
I give you permission.
I filmed the intro for the new intro. I filmed the video for the new.
You did.
Yes.
Didn't you?
I have to change it now. Also took pictures for the new artwork.
Just out of curiosity, did you give this speech to Koi, Disu, and Yusuf?
So there are people who are not family. You are close to my heart. The closest.
I'm the closest to your heart.
The closest. So
and so I get told off.
Well, this I expect more, isn't it?
You expect more?
But surely that's how it works, Gina, right?
I get you.
I don't know why I've gone to you, but
No, you do expect more from the people closest to you. I do.
Fair.
So
I do as well.
I get more offended by the people closest to me.
I do,
than other
to be
people.
fair.
So
But then I don't tell them off for stuff that they did 6 months.
I'm definitely not telling you off.
6 months prior.
I'm definitely not telling you
Because
off.
them pictures and stuff should have been out.
What is interesting is, like, I'm now learning that you are saying you just woke up one morning and God slapped you and said, "It's time to go. It's time to go."
So when I had this conversation with you privately first, mind you,
You did this.
I did what?
I don't snitch anymore. You just introduced this.
No, I didn't. You're the one who started off by saying
No,
what you
I
did this weekend.
definitely had that in my mind, but I didn't go there. But
No, I remember how
did.
it started. I said that, it's my last week, blah, blah, blah. Then you decided that what you should do is let me know what your reflections were over the weekend.
Because we were sharing what happened in the weekend. I asked, I went
So
through and
this is
said,
what
"How
happened on
was
your weekend?"
Yeah, how was it? Nobody said anything. So
No,
I was
you
like,
didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
Maybe it was off air, but I said, how was...
No, you didn't. You didn't ask about our weekends.
No, she spoke first. I'm getting to you.
No, I don't.
He said, I'm doing the rounds.
I don't want you to get into me, but I'm just saying, I don't remember you asking how was everyone's weekend.
To be honest.
No, this is how it happened, actually. See, this is liar. You said you're hanging. I said, why are you hanging?
Oh, yes.
You
And
didn't ask about anybody's weekend. That's my
I
point.
said I would stop sharing stuff about myself. I didn't say I would stop stretching stuff.
No.
Do you know what, Brent? Do you know what?
You know what? I'm done.
Anyway, thank you for the free clothes. I would like one of them pictures. Cut luxury. Let's just cut a whole long
There's
story
some
short.
very good pictures.
They are.
Like very, very nice.
So I would like a
pictures.
very, very good one, please.
So I'm even trying to see if it is I could rub you out.
Yeah, I think you should, Because them pictures are banging.
I haven't seen them.
Them
Oh,
pictures...
Nobody's seen them.
I know based on how I looked that day
yeah.
that the pictures are banging. So I say that I think you should actually. I think if you could do that,
Yeah.
might as well. And then I don't mind if the next person's a woman, put their head on my
You
face.
just AI
But
I have to have a woman on the seat.
now you have to have a see what I'm
It
saying?
just depends on.
You're going through
the
stages because
constitution
2
of
weeks
woman.
ago you said,
No, I said
it could
two.
be all males.
What? All men?
Yes.
Bye, Felicia.
No, you would have counted. Man, damn it.
Piss off.
Oh.
You say that all the time.
I know, but that's not what you meant.
What? What is this? This is upside down. I have never said I just want all men, and that meant that Gina wouldn't be here.
No, obviously Gina's always going to be here.
So,
But you said you could just make... Anyway, never mind.
Exclusive.
I mean, we're here,
Oh, we're definitely here.
so you might as well say it.
I already did.
Wait. Is this what you bought this to say? Is not something?
I have
you
nothing
say?
else to say. I said what I said.
Oh, okay. I thought you kind of pulled back, but I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna
no.
go you into say anything else.
But you didn't...
I
Yeah, you
remember
didn't,
what happened last time.
You can't remember, basically.
Yeah, probably. I probably said something that I don't want you to be saying, so don't say it.
I don't think so.
So, how was your weekend? You were telling me about the cake.
I had a great weekend.
You were telling me
God,
about
I'm so sure.
Anne.
Nah,
No.
Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. It was a nice weekend. Saturday was busy, but then Sunday was like extra busy. Quite long story short, I'm started this week tired, hanging, hungry.
Yeah.
and
Prosecco'd up.
Prosecco'd up, but also like, oh, TDA.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everything must end at some point in time, innit?
Does it tell yourself that when next time you want to cuss me in your head over the weekend?
No, it just dawned on me, but the more work I have in front of me, and this is your parting gift.
Well, this is my parting gift. So, and I like that we can leave each other with nice things.
I would have never given you any secondhand stuff. You deserve the best.
Because I wasn't.
I
Do you
don't
know
have
what?
anything anyway.
Because you broke it.
Oh,
Okay.
you are something else. You know that?
Why do
You are something
don't
else.
lead me to the edge.
No one
and
leads you
expect me not to
anywhere. This is the
bloody
problem.
jump.
People just have to say morning and that's it.
No, it's
Yes.
how you say morning.
You said,
If there's
I
hurt in
left
your
you. the-
heart, I'll pick up on it.
No, see, that's the thing. You're picking up on things that's not there.
Really?
Poor girl sitting down, man, her business. You said I left you a parting gift of more work. I said I'm leaving with this parting gift. You then said,
I wouldn't give her second hands. And that's,
Yeah, why is she
that's
in
a
it?
call back to me telling her that
you telling me to leave my iPad behind.
She's getting an iPad. Yeah. I'd never do that.
But if I said, okay, yeah, sure, you can have it, you'd have given her second hand
Nah,
then.
I wouldn't.
Why
Is it-
not though?
Huh?
Why not?
Because it doesn't represent something new.
Wow, you
And
really
if
want
we're
to.
moving into a new
Clearly,
era,
that's the theme.
100%, then you need to feel like you're valued.
Fair.
Unless it is that you want secondhand hand-me-downs. But you don't strike me as somebody that would just receive them like that. Well, you would and just close your mouth. Later down the line, you'll make a note of it. And then say,
As one should.
Memory back boy.
there's a bit more iciness coming through your veins
Yeah,
when you
and
meet
you-
me. This guy,
yeah.
that's, and what happened? I said, Gino, all right. He said, remember that day?
The crazy thing is, I won't even say remember that day. I'll be like, no, I'm fine, I'm good. What?
Why are we not like this, Emmanuel?
What? Like what?
Is this why we have peace?
No, it probably is. No, it probably is. I feel like it is a more peaceful place to
Sorry,
live.
what are we talking about? Because they're a different variation.
No, I know what
Like,
he's doing.
so we all arrive at the same destination, just different routes.
How was your weekend, Gina?
You don't care, so it's fine.
How was your weekend, Emmanuel?
It's alright, man.
What did you do anyway? You seem very somber these days.
Somber.
Yeah, just, withdrawn, juiced out completely.
Yeah. That's literally
I need
where
to
am.
pay Georgina a visit.
Are you ever gonna get her name right?
I know what
You
her
do
name
it
is.
intentionally,
I know what
innit?
her name is. I'm gonna pay a visit
Are you,
and then
do you do that intentionally?
you have to be there though.
But do you do it intentionally?
No,
So you call her Georgina, not.
that's because that's what it is at this point in time, and I can't
Isn't it
disrespect her
Georgia?
by.
And you're Georgina.
Yes.
I can't disrespect her by changing it now. It's the fondness that we have.
She always asks of you though, like literally.
Yeah, she didn't call me, but she messaged me the other day.
Yeah, because she wanted the feedback. She came to, oh, what did he say? I said, he said you
Don't
have
worry.
his number.
Don't worry. I told her after the 28th, then I would make time to come and see her. But you need to be there. All right, good. Emmanuel, how's your weekend?
Yeah, it's been alright, man.
How's my daughter?
Yeah, she's alright, man. She's finishing school on Tuesday.
Girl, like, where have they got them little ones? Because my sister in secondary school is done. But my niece, that niece was furious to go to school this week. She said she used to go on Wednesday because we're at her house yesterday and she's like, yeah, I've got school tomorrow. So annoying. I said, Zara, girl, you got to do what you got to do. Why have they got the little ones, the primary school ones?
Imagine.
I don't think they're going to do is watch
Wasting
films,
everyone's
you know.
time.
All they're going to do is watch films until half day on Wednesday.
Is Moodtastic Snowstorm?
Yes.
Imagine she said, if it's all men, I'm out.
I mean,
Man, she's
are
fine.
you shocked by
She's
that?
fine calling her man a nigga.
Probably have to bring a white man in.
Imagine,
That'll be
for her
alright.
to stay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll call it Corey. But anyway, so you have a couple announcements. I have an announcement too. So let's run through your announcements, please.
All right. So the first announcement. Firstly, big up our good brother Andrew King.
I'm looking forward to having him on this platform so much after the 25th.
This guy. Okay, so-
Do you know what though? Actually, that is a parting gift you've given me. That is another parting gift. I appreciate that.
You're
I
welcome.
will hold that very dear to my heart.
You're welcome.
So, All the best to y'all after 26.
Well, Andrew basically is going to be releasing a book, right? Reconstructing Egypt, Countering Racism in Forensic Art, right? And basically it's about reconnecting ancient Egypt with its African origins through portraiture, that challenges the false narratives around race and culture. As you guys know, every time he's been on the show, I've always said to you guys that his reconstructions are amazing. It really does make you see ancient Egypt in a different way. In my opinion, the more accurate way. You know what I'm saying? So, and it really does have an impact because, again, I've said it time and time again.
Yeah. Accurate, really.
Huh? And like I've said time and time again, yeah. When I was looked at ancient Egyptian busts and all sorts of statues and things of that nature, one of the ones that's kind of, I don't know, made it hard for me to kind of envision was Akhenaten, right? One of the legends of Egyptian history, who basically he's basically the father of monotheism, right? From a lot of scholars' perspectives. Anyway, the way Andrew reconstructed him, beautiful. It just makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I say all of that just to say this: he's got a Kickstarter. I believe Brent will put the link in the description.
Yes.
And basically, he's appealing to us, to the community, to those who support his work and believe in the vision, to basically help make a pledge so that he can basically make this book a reality, right? So I'm going to read a bit of the information on the page.
It's on the pinned message, by the way. You click through to that link and you're going to see what it is that we are currently reading from.
Yes. And basically what he said, he's basically answering the call. Because what he said was, I was recently asked by one of my 100K plus subscribers to recommend a book, a request that I'm regularly tasked with, right? They requested that I should cover most of the aspects of physical anthropology, a subject that I regularly discourse on my channel. However, as I set about responding to explain that no such book, or single book, I should say, existed, and that most of my research was in fact based on analysing primary data from published academic resources, I realised two crucially important things. First, despite my best efforts, this kind of book, this kind of information that most laypersons want to learn more about is not accessible to the general public in book format. Secondly, it had been decades since an African scholar had released an impactful volume focused on ancient Egypt from its African worldview. We are in desperate need of an update, a seminal work to complement the amazing research of trailblazers like Diop, Obenga, Van Sertima, Rashidi, etc., a work that would be daring enough to combine their groundbreaking research with the latest 21st century anthropological insights. Since no one perhaps had been exposed to the multiple areas of anthropology that I referenced to create my facial reconstructions, perhaps the responsibility lay with me. I needed to write this book. And so this is why he's writing this book, Reconstructing Egypt. And again, you guys should go to his YouTube channel so you can see some of the examples of what he's done already. He's got a website as well. All of that information should be there. And you will see the amazing work he's done. Like, I wish I could show this one.
Hello and welcome.
Good.
This is better, right?
Yes, perfect, thanks.
To my Kickstarter. If you're an agenda behind many of the forensic reconstruction projects commissioned by the Department of Egyptian Antiquities, being a visual learner myself, the book is illustration rich, containing all of my reconstruction work. This illustrative approach will make it broadly accessible to all ages. I will likely create stretch goals in the form of enhanced print fidelity and complementary additional chapters. So, if you are passionate about preserving our history, why not pre-order a copy or two and help me reach my goal of developing this book? There's a very affordable digital version available for those not too bothered about owning a physical copy. One thing's for sure, none of the progress made in the past few years has been me acting in isolation. Since I launched The King's Monologue, the community support has been immense, so I'd obviously like to thank my several patrons, community members, website donators, subscribers and followers for taking me this far. I'm sure that together we'll continue to take ownership of our history and have the resources to teach our stories from our perspective to the next generation without resistance.
Sick.
That was so amazing.
100%, man.
Ed says this video is too long. Needs to make a 130 cut.
That's not Ed.
I'm shocked to see
You said that's not edge. You mean that's not the edge you know?
Sorry, that's Ashley.
You're going for a lot this morning.
It's only because she had the same icon as Ed. I was so shocked. It makes sense now. That couldn't have been Ed. That couldn't have been Ed. But this isn't too long. This is what it needed to be.
100%.
Especially if it is that you are familiar with Kickstarter. People need as much information as possible.
Absolutely.
To then, part with their monies. But this is such a great cause. And I love this. I just absolutely love this. I'm looking forward to getting a few hard copies to gift. Wow.
100%. Get them signed and that. What are you going to say?
You good? Yes, I'm gifting you one. I'm sending it to Abuja. Is that where you be?
I won't be there. So please send it to Abuja.
Where would you be?
And none of your business.
I'm learning that y'all West Africans really don't look to give information about stuff that hasn't happened yet.
I'll give you
Just in
information if you
case
want. I'll give you
it
information
gets
down to the
scuppered.
time. It doesn't make no difference to me. The power of Jesus in me is greater than he that is in the world. However, though, this is not my subject area of interest.
Oh, serious?
No.
This has always been an interest of mine. As in, what did they actually look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's fair.
hated when it is that the whitewashing of Egypt was just pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed
Yeah.
and pushed and pushed, but there was no counter. There was no other.
Yeah.
You know?
It's sad though. Maybe when I go to Egypt, I do want to go to Egypt. It's on my list. So perhaps when I go, because I'm on tourism stuff now. So when I do my tourism stuff,
Why has it changed?
because I went to Qatar, and I was on tourism stuff, and I thought, okay, fair.
What,
This is
as in
nice.
on your lonesome?
No,
Oh, it's because of the company.
yeah, we actually hired a company to take us around, so that was really fun. Actually, I thought, well, I enjoy learning about Qatar and stuff.
I do think things change about what you think you like when you have someone to share it with.
That's good.
I
think
No,
that's what
this
you
is
do.
just- This is
I think
this
so,
is
though,
just my
to be fair.
observation. I'm not saying it had anything to do with you.
No, I'm just joking. No, I agree with
I
that.
agree.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I like now.
Like what?
Tourism.
Oh my goodness.
Tourism.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah. So people, please click the link in the pinned chat.
Absolutely. That's really cool though. Big up Andy
I
for
am
that.
100%. I'm definitely going to be leaving it on our description for the entire week.
Nice.
I'm going to be putting it in our bio on Spotify. I really, really want this to be funded.
Also,
Yes.
that was not a long video. And I think that people need to start doing things as a nation. We need to start doing things that brings our attention spans back because that is sad.
Do you know what?
How would y'all have done school?
Yeah.
No, but I hear it. It wasn't long, but for me, it was slow.
I think the music
So
behind
I
think the
would have
music
watched
was
that
too
on
loud.
1.5.
But even that though,
That
I'm now
was-
in a place where I have to watch things like that. I'm like, no.
No, that's where I'm at though.
So sometimes I make myself sit through things.
I can't. So I would have watched that on 1.5 because I did think, hey, we're still here.
Not
What
eight.
I'm going to make a concerted effort to do when it is that I have children, if that's the case. You know how I say when? I'm not saying this will if stuff.
not when for the kids.
Yeah, I could tell you either way. But let's say when instead, just so that there's a knock on budge to you to use your words wisely.
Because we never got to the bottom of that.
But I need to basically nurture them in a manner where they are patient,
Yeah, you have to be,
right?
you know.
Because there's so much you can miss and
Yeah.
miss out on because of your
rush.
yeah, this fleeting attention span, and you get into trouble as well, you know.
Yeah, because because I've been like, that's why I even started, one of the reasons why I got into reading books again as well. Because we really can't sit through things. So like, sometimes I want to watch stuff and I can see it's a long video, I can story time on TikTok or something. And I just want to get to the tea. And I'm like 1.5, I'm just like, no, because we're actually programming our brains to not be able to just concentrate.
But then I think also some people don't know how to tell a story.
There is that too.
So both things can be true. Some people
Yeah.
generally don't know how to tell a story, and it's like, get to the point.
I remember just a few months ago when that woman got on TikTok and
Yeah,
shared a
Risa
story
Tisa,
about.
whatever.
Risa Tisa.
Yeah.
Is it Risa Tisa?
Why the F did I get married?
Yeah.
Is that with the fraudulent man?
Yeah.
With Legion.
And it was like 65 episodes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you sat through all of that.
I did.
I didn't.
At 1.5 though.
Oh, so you got a summary.
I didn't watch all of them. There was no way I was going to.
Oh, I did.
I
It was
just
like a
watched-
podcast to me.
I just watched the summaries. The one thing I did watch, did you lot ever watch the Ghanaian girl whose
I
parents...
did. With the auntie, those witches.
Yeah,
I
that was...
did.
I watched all of that though.
That was a
Yeah,
crazy one.
basically.
Witchcraft? That's
Well,
what
it's
changes you?
just... Yeah,
Which-
but like
which they
jealousy...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. Basically, her parents...
That was
it was
sad,
a very
you
sad
know.
story though.
It's very sad actually.
Her parents came from Ghana to the UK and obviously lived with her aunt. And the aunt obviously got jealous because the parents started like becoming quite self-sufficient. They wanted to work.
But you know what's mad though? It's like self-sufficient in that they're contributing to the home.
Yeah, it's not like it was just pure. It's the fact
Can
that
you
they
imagine?
managed to get like
They didn't have to
obviously
depend
fake,
on her.
fake papers to like get a job. She called
Yeah.
the police on them. They got arrested, went to jail. The mum went to jail while she was pregnant with the daughter.
girl, yeah.
She came out. She wanted to basically trigger and unalive herself because obviously the husband was still in jail. She had no money, no food, and some random woman saw her and helped her. Husband came out of jail, and then they kind of worked their way back up. Like he went to
Yeah.
to nursing school, whatever.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Like there was just a lot. They bought they
bought
bought
property
a niece
of their own, yeah.
Yeah, and then when they bought property, obviously the sister had an issue with that. Like, how dare you? They bought their niece from Ghana who came. He went to the police and said that the uncle was raping her and child trafficking. Like just a lot of stuff.
It was just a lot of like
It was a lot.
evil
Like her
and like
parents,
evil life
basically,
stuff.
her dad passed away.
Yeah.
And then her mum got really sick and had her leg amputated and died. But it was you
But it
need
was
to
like-
you need to listen to the
Yeah,
story.
but I feel like it was more like it's like her dad was this happy person, this loving father, this very present person, and then all that trauma literally just took the light from him, and he just became like a shell of himself, and he basically died. She said she feels like he died with a broken heart.
Do you
Like
know
he
what's
just
interesting?
It's
yeah?
so sad.
I
man.
don't know. The way she left that story though is I felt like he
Unalived himself.
yeah.
No, he passed out. He collapsed in the toilet.
No, but the thing is, she said they found him in the toilet, but they didn't. She didn't, because I was very interested in that part.
Yeah.
She didn't go into detail. It was like they said that they found him in the toilet.
I think he slumped.
They
Because
didn't
you know,
say,
like, because I think it was a stress thing. You know, people die from stress. You know.
yeah.
So I think it was a stress thing of like he slumped. I don't think it was. I hope not.
I don't know.
Because I did think that as well. But then I just thought
because the
nah.
way the story was going, because she didn't say he died of a heart attack or like she wasn't. She
Yeah.
didn't say any details. So that's why I thought.
I'm gonna go through the comments.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you.
But
But yeah, it was very
Quite a
sad,
sad
man.
story.
But
But
yeah,
again,
if it's good teacher, I'm gonna sit through it.
it was long. There was loads of parts.
If it's good tea, I'm gonna sit through it.
But
But
at
I'm
least
trying
you
not to
do it.
1.5 things anymore. Well, sometimes I have
I
to.
don't even do that. Some, you know now
Some
when
people just
people
like,
show
oh
you like a
gosh.
performance, I even drag to the end.
That's bad.
Like that you're doing hair
That's
or whatever. I will
terrible.
drag to the end. See
Oh
the-
yeah, that one I do. I'm not sitting through that process. Child,
Yeah.
what's the finished product? I
Exactly.
ain't got time for that.
It was Ed. Sorry about that.
Andrew's Ed. Or Ashley's,
Ashley's
Ed.
Ed.
Same person.
Yes.
How's Ashley? Ed, why did you go with Ashley?
Yeah.
On Wednesdays, maybe.
It's Monday.
Yeah, man.
But, have you forgot to change back?
Oh, fair.
But he's operating through both.
So
right
through
now.
Thursday and Friday.
I don't know when he wants to be Ashley, but he's
So I don't know when it wants to be Ashley.
soft reveal. I don't know
We gotta respect his
pronouns and that.
identity and choices.
But to be honest, we don't anymore. I mean,
What?
I'm
'cause
leaving. You guys
They're
aren't.
dumping woke
guys have
stuff.
to.
Their DNA is gone.
Who?
DNA.
The,
What Trump said it's out.
Or DEI.
There's
I said
DNI, there's
DNI.
EI. There's quite a few different
What's the
acronyms. Don't
N?
look the correct
You know,
name.
D
What's
and
the N?
inclusion. He's
There's
saying the
bear.
end.
Diversity and
He's just spending too much time
inclusion.
with
DNI
Yes,
is the
Ghanaians.
and.
corporate. Yes, there are quite a few different variations. Yes.
and I.
Anyway,
Alright.
so yes,
So you're
it
not
was
gonna be working
warranted.
anymore.
It was warranted.
So you're not gonna be working anymore.
What?
You're not
She
gonna be
said,
working
are you
anymore.
not going to be woke anymore?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't have to anymore.
That's good, you know. This I like this. Keep this coming, because it's just reaffirming
After
I'm doing the right thing.
2050, so
That's what I'm
free.
saying. It's reaffirming I'm doing the right thing.
Free deed.
Good, wonderful. Thank you, Jesus. Because some people
Jesus
this
is the
morning
one
were
who
telling
basically
me,
I've been ignoring him for long as well. He'd been telling me this is not the path of what you to go down.
what?
He's been telling me
Who, Jesus?
this is not the path I asked you to go down when it is
The path
the
of
UK.
righteousness.
That's not part of practice.
What part is it?
Do you realize being woke, you have to basically abide by and include everything?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you believe in it.
Oh, sorry. Do you all know what being woke is?
No.
As in what it also encompasses other than what you may think.
No, what else does it
Third eye and
encompass?
spiritual stuff. Or
Oh, is that how you mean?
no, I'm asking. I'm
What does it
asking.
I don't
encompass?
dabble in that stuff.
I didn't say you
Only
did.
my friends.
Oh, yes, your friends do.
What ayahuasca and them and there.
Well,
Don't because
well,
you're the one who told me about all of that. You think I'd even heard of that before?
what else does it encompass?
What else? I can be like it.
No, as in I've never heard of what that is until you explained it to me.
Show me
Didn't Jordan do it?
how we get
I
down.
don't care.
Didn't Jordan do it?
As I'm saying, why are you shooting?
Now you're going bar for. Now you're.
you know what it
I
is?
don't get it.
No one's going bar for bar. I don't get it. I mentioned something saying that I've never heard of what that thing is until you explained it to me.
Ayahuasca?
Yes. Is it not a thing?
No, but didn't Jordan do ayahuasca?
Yeah.
Who's Jordan?
Jordan Stevens. He was on the show and he talked about it.
Who's your
Who's Jordan again?
I wanted to say, who's Jordan again?
All right. Let's get back in the book.
Sorry, so what else does it encompass?
Huh?
What else is
Oh,
wokeness?
also, anything that the liberals basically look to embrace, anything on the left, whether it's semi-left, far left, extreme left, all of that is it falls into wokeness.
But why is it not? Why is it unrighteous? Or not righteous?
Oh,
Remember that's what I said.
Allegedly, in that particular pool is also the embracing of communities that.
But I think people think people are so extreme about things.
That's what I said.
You can have a respect. Like I can respect people without having to be that.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes it gets very, very sticky because you used to advocate for a lot of things you didn't believe in.
Who, me?
Emmanuel, is that?
No, don't put him. No, leave him. Leave him on that.
Yes, I want to make an
ledge
announcement. I don't know what I'm
himself.
doing. I'm prolonging this.
I don't care about your announcements. I'm not gonna be here anyway. So
You'll have the same
cups, yeah, we do.
Why did yours have a
Jacket.
I mean,
It's
jacket.
really cool because she goes walking.
You know what?
It's actually perfect for the colour as well.
Gosh, you
It's
proper
actually
militarized
perfect
that, you know.
for the colour.
You proper militarized
Right,
that.
guys, let me show you.
What? Oh my goodness! You stay ready.
All right, let me explain. Basically, I go on long walks, right? And I'm sorry, when I'm walking, you think I want to be carrying this heavy ass bottle in my hand when I'm walking for over an hour?
Yeah.
So,
Wear
I
the
have
jacket.
the official Stanley thingy. You wear it. It's like a bag.
Doesn't it knock though?
You can put your phone here,
Oh, that's so
right
smart.
here.
My niece told me about something else that they have,
There you go.
and I thought that's such a good
If I want to
idea.
put my cards, you can put your cards in here. You can attach your keys on like here. You know what I mean?
Smart.
I don't need to carry a
marketing
bag. So you stay there. My Vaseline, my lip gloss.
in
I
there.
don't have to put it in my bra. Look at that.
Very nice.
Because gym wear, they don't give you gym wear with pockets.
Very nice.
enough.
Another idea for Mitch.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, what were you trying to avoid when you asked about the Stanley Cups?
I can't remember.
I bet you
can't
can't.
remember. So basically, Andrew, have you finished your announcements right now?
Andrew?
Yes.
We were talking about Andrew and his Kickstarter program.
I'm actually annoyed because I can't remember what it was.
That's all right. It's all right. Just let it go.
I will remember. I won't.
The Holy Spirit.
I will not.
Don't want you to remember.
I will remember.
You know,
That's the devil.
No, it's not.
Go on.
This is your voice on my shoulder.
On the right side.
Left.
Go on, Emmanuel.
No, I was just gonna say, big up our good brother Badu as well. He's in Egypt right now, man.
Oh, come on.
Big up,
You
Badu.
know what I'm saying? And I can't find his
ground.
comment now, but he basically said the way they've tried to separate Africa, the essence of Africa, from what's there present in Egypt is crazy, man. So he's seen it firsthand.
I realize that sometimes when we talk about certain things, I'm really such a like keep your heart and mind on things above. I'm technically in heaven already. Like I really just don't. Yeah, fair.
All right.
Also, our good young brother as well, Nimi.
Big up! I can't believe I missed that. You had one job, by the way.
It's his
One
birthday
job.
today.
It's Nimi's birthday. Oh, my babes. Big up, you babes.
Big up Nini.
Big up Nimi. Happy birthday.
Yeah, man. He was telling us that he basically killed it this year, man.
Oh, did
You know what I'm
he?
saying? The first year, obviously, he was finding his feet, still doing
That's
amazing.
fine.
But the second year,
He got his
he
hit.
did everything.
Oh, I'm
you
so
know what
proud of
saying?
him.
So, yeah, big up
I
Nini.
message him.
Big up Nini.
Happy birthday, Nims.
And there's 2 clips I wanted to play. Brent.
All right,
His birthday's done.
He has a special place in my heart, man.
Jeez, I can just hear it in the background, and I'm kind of like, my brain's trying to compute what is that.
Oh, man. Okay, you know what? Let's play number 6.
Number 6.
And number 7 after that, please.
All right. I will make my announcement after Emmanuel's P's.
You don't want to miss this one as well.
Not at all. Is it 21st? Yes, it's 21st. There you go. All right, number 6. You didn't ask anybody to pick a number.
Pick a card, any card.
Any card, any
What
card.
numbers are there?
Any card, any card.
It's because I put number 3 and 4 in People's Journal.
Ah,
So I would have reduced it.
okay.
Fair.
Here we go.
The fact that this honourable black female MP has been shut up, I think is sinister. And so that, you know, as I think somebody in The Guardian was writing, if the answer to her talking about her experience of racism is to suspend her and to whip up a political controversy over what she said, then I think the message given out across the piece is that we can't talk about racism. We can't talk about black racism, and maybe Jewish anti-Semitism is a protected form of racism that we can talk about. I don't know, but I'm wondering whether this is more actually an issue of freedom of speech than it is about racism. The fact that this honourable...
Yeah, so it seems like Miss Rachel Johnson's getting it, man. But I want to hear what James O'Brien's got to say about this. And that's in number 7. James O'Brien's a lot of people's heroes for some reason. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to show you people what's really good. But, you know, hopefully this will make sense to you people. And that's Boris Johnson's sister, by the way.
Oh, Rachel.
Yeah.
Oh, there's always a Rachel in the family. That's sweet.
Literally said that she wholly and unreservedly withdrew her remarks, which were objectively stupid and quite possibly profoundly offensive, and chalked it up to an error, to an initial draft being sent instead of the final bit. So even people that want to defend her have to call her a liar. If you're defending her for what she did yesterday, you're claiming that she lied 2 years ago. So she is either an idiot or a liar.
Wow.
There's no third path here. And it's appalling that she's ended up in this situation, but the only person to blame for her ending up in this situation is her. It's like a mad illustration of footballification going out of control. I like Diane Abbott, therefore I will defend her whatever she's done. Well, she's described her own behaviour as indefensible. I'm still defending her, but then you're defending the thing that she calls indefensible. I am defending the indefensible, and you are biased. But she said it was a mistake. It's a horrible story in so many ways because Diane Abbott's legacy should be glorious. She literally said that she wholly and unreservedly withdrew.
Yeah. As you can see, this is James O'Brien, who is obviously... In fact, let me not say he's obviously biased or he's obviously bought. I don't want to do that, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But the way he treated his Asian colleague as well, he was speaking up for Palestine and
What did you do? What did you do to her?
he basically was saying that how she was lying about her being fired basically from LBC.
Oh, okay.
Saying it had nothing to do with and some comments that basically a caller
the
called up.
woman who got fired.
Yeah,
She wasn't even
yeah.
there for long, right? They cancelled her show or something.
Cancelled it. She had like 16 weeks, I believe,
Yeah.
of shows that were already planned. They cancelled it, and this guy went on air because he was challenged by a caller to say that this is the thing that people don't like about the ongoing conflict in Israel. The fact that whenever you want to critique what's going on, you're branded anti-Semite. And he did exactly the same thing that guy was basically saying, and called him an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
Basically saying, you are now saying that Jewish people X, Y, Z. Everything he didn't say, but basically he was basically saying, this is what I'm talking about. And so I think that was for many people, hopefully anyway, that was some insight into what this guy is about, innit? But to me, this obviously, I mean, I've already known what he's about from day dot. But this hopefully is the straw that comes back for people, because this guy doesn't represent working class black folk and whatever demographic you people think he does. Look how rude he was to Miss Diane Abbott. You know what I'm saying? What she was saying. And to me, again, I'm not going to spend too long on this because otherwise I'll just go off on one in it. But what she said obviously was accurate. Did she come out and basically somewhat backtrack on what she was saying? To some degree. Why? Because obviously we know what it's like when you're being pressured. You know what I'm saying? She's part of an institution that's trying to do X, Y, Z in it. And they pressured her into saying particular things. But I will say what she maybe didn't want to say the first time. She was 100% correct. 100 trillion% correct. There is structures in place that make it hard for black people to live a particular quality of life compared to other people. It's just a fact. You may not know because you're a white person. And Jewish people, Irish people, travelers, all them people there, from a distance, you're not seeing what they may identify as. You may not see the difference between an Englishman and an Irishman. They're not going to be seen any different. But a black person, from 20 miles away, if you can see an individual standing there and you can identify that he's melanated or she's melanated, there can be potential discrimination. That's what she's saying. The racism that black people experience is unique to black people.
Yeah.
Irish people, travelers do not go through that. This is not hard to understand.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. Simple comprehension. Mm-hmm. Just it's the fact that these people, like I always say or used to say, they lack critical thinking. It's not hard to comprehend.
Do you know what I think it is as well, though? Yeah, I don't even think it's that. I think it's the struggle Olympics vibe. It's the all lives
100%.
matter conversation. It's no one wanting to actually accept that this is real. Because if you accept that it's real, you have to also accept that you're part of the problem.
This is
Do
it.
you get what I mean?
This is it.
And it's a hard conversation that they're not willing to have.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. This is it. So they want to make it seem as though they're part of the struggle. This is what James O'Brien does. This is what people like him do. I've never bought into that nonsense. This is what they do. From a distance, they will say, yeah, this is how it should be, sit there, tap his head, put his hands through all that, his hair and all that nonsense, right? And talk X, Y, Z. But when you come out and say these disrespectful things about people who you can't even hold a flame to at all, in any capacity, we can't be allowing this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? This is not hard to comprehend. She laid it out because a black brother, I believe, right, made an article talking about this. She respectfully corrected him. The whole world wants to get onto her. Then you take away the whip. Then you pressure her. Then she says what she's saying. And now she's come back and said, no, wait a minute, I was right, though. And she's right. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we're going to keep going into this. But this is basically what I'm doing to show the people. So that those who are on the fence can get off the fence and choose a side. Because these people are not on your side. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's what I wanted to say, Brent.
I think that leads on perfectly to my announcement. I don't think it's going to change until it is that we do things that force change. And continue doing those things, not caring about any external influence. And in saying that, next week, Monday, we are going to pull back the curtain.
Come on.
We're going to be telling you what it is we've been teasing, that we've been working on for the last 6 months. It's going to be as comprehensive as I can deliver, as Emmanuel can deliver, as Gina, not Esther. Esther won't be here. Esther would have delivered.
You're a mug. That's what you are.
And we are we're gonna show you why it is that we have been so eagerly waiting for this particular moment. It's like it's for moments like these when it is that we just finished talking about Diane Abbott. There needs to be a time when it is that we have the infrastructure and the resources to basically do more with the frustrations that we have when it is these particular narratives are started.
For sure.
So please, next week, the 28th, I'm going to be telling you all week. Be there on the 28th, bright and early in the morning. I'm going to try as much as I can to be able to be as visual as I can with this announcement. It has to change a little bit because of certain things, like a particular 1st of August, such and such, right? That expedited this. But y'all are going to love it. Y'all are going to really, really love it. Those who've already seen behind the curtain, y'all know what's coming, and y'all will be able to, talk freely now. Y'all could unzip your lips. You'll have done a great job. Well, I don't know. Y'all could be whispering behind the scenes. I don't know. But it's time to basically let y'all know what's what. And there's a lot of announcements. A lot of announcements. So you have to come with your pen and your pad, your iPads, your Kindles, whatever it is, whatever devices you use to basically note down things, because there's a lot to tell y'all. But anyway, can we crack on with the show, please?
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, people. So our first headline, trigger warning on this one. And of course, it is in Israel. The Israeli military has killed at least 67 people waiting for UN aid lorries in northern Gaza. This is what the territory's Hamas-run health ministry has said. The UN World Food Programme said its 25-truck convoy encountered massive crowds of hungry civilians which came under gunfire soon after it crossed from Israel and cleared checkpoints. The IDF said that it had fired warning shots to remove an immediate threat. It disputed the number of reported deaths. I don't know. Anyway, on Saturday, the ministry warned that extreme hunger was increasing in Gaza and growing numbers of people were arriving at its facilities in a state of extreme exhaustion and fatigue. There have been almost daily reports of Palestinians being killed while seeking food since late May. On Saturday, at least 32 people were killed by Israeli gunfire near two aid distribution points in southern Gaza, this according to the ministry. Many of the incidents have taken place near sites run by the controversial US and Israel-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, which uses private security contractors to distribute aid from sites in Israeli military zones, but some have taken place near aid brought in by the UN. Next headline, and a major review into England and Wales' troubled water sector is set to be released this morning. So the Independent Water Commission, led by the former Bank of England Deputy Governor Sir John Cunliffe, was set up by the government in October as an interim report in June found that deep-rooted systemic and interlocking failures basically exist. So John Cunliffe has proposed the biggest reform of the regulation and governance of the water sector in England and Wales since privatization over 30 years ago. I don't know what the hell's going on. He recommends establishing a single regulator in England to replace Ofwat, which is the Drinking Water Inspectorate, and the Environment Agency's water responsibilities with a similar body for Wales. He suggests giving extra ombudsman powers to the existing Consumer Council for Water and the establishment of a new social tariff. He also proposes 8 new regional water planning authorities in England and 1 for all of Wales. In our last headline, police have said that 5 people have been arrested after more than 1,000 demonstrators gathered outside of a hotel in Essex believed to be housing asylum seekers. Demonstrators, some of whom appear to be drinking alcohol, chanted, "Send them home and save our kids," as bottles and smoke flares were thrown toward police vans blocking the entrance to the Bell Hotel in Epping on Sunday evening. 8 police officers were injured after what started as a peaceful protest on Thursday evening. Keith Silk, who's 33, of Torrington Drive in Loughton, was arrested on Saturday. And Thursday's demonstrations was one of a series of protests outside of the hotel since the 38-year-old asylum seeker, Hadash Kebatu, was charged with sexual assault after an incident where he alleged to have attempted to kiss a 14-year-old girl. He denied the charge when he appeared at Chelmsford Magistrates Court on Thursday. Far-right activists associated with groups including Britain First were amongst those in the crowd that gathered outside of the Bell Hotel on Thursday, where local people, including women and children, were protesting peacefully. And that's it for headlines. Let's get into the topic of the day. All right, people. So today's topic of the day, big up Goddess. This was given to me by Goddess. And yeah, the question basically is, colonial discipline. Who really taught us to hit our kids? Apparently, hitting our kids.
I think it comes from slavery.
There you go. Let's see. But this scholar basically says in the clip that hitting our kids is potentially the whitest thing you can do.
Do you know what? The white people that do smack the kids.
So yeah, Brent, when you're ready, can you play the clip, please?
Okay.
could hear some people saying like, "It sounds real white," and you're like,
No, actually, beating a black child is the whitest thing you can do to destroy them intellectually. Beating a black child is the whitest thing that you can do to destroy them psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, and physiologically. So what I talk about in my book, Spare the Kids, is I go back 2,000 years of history, back to antiquity in Europe, where corporal punishment, this ritualistic violence against children, was born. And in Europe. And there are white guys who wrote books about this. So, you know, when black women say this kind of stuff, nobody believes us. But I got the bibliography. So a bunch of white dudes wrote this before I was even born. And they've tracked all of this violence against children in Europe. Europeans never respected their own kids.
That woman speaking is Stacey Patton, the author of Spare the Kids, subtitled Why Whooping Children Won't Save Black America. In that interview with her and Torre, she's talking specifically about corporal punishment, the origins of it, and why so many black folks is lost in the sauce with that old Bible and sparing the rod and spoiling the child. I'm sure we all heard it. I found these discussion questions online. I think we all should go grab this book. The first question, Spare the Kids, includes a lot of scientific research on long-term negative effects of whooping children, i.e.
Please.
Yeah, we don't need to hear his.
He's annoying as heck.
Even his facial ad-libs while she was talking. I thought,
why are we on your lip?
Are you a jester?
Like, he is the clear jester. Clown if I ever saw one.
So yeah, she she's laid out basically her idea. She's gone back to antiquity, 2,000 years, basically saying this is what they used to do in Europe. I think for me, my argument would be,
actually, yeah, they had canes back in the day in them schools, you know. That's where Miss Trunchbull and stuff comes from.
with who?
From Matilda.
Matilda.
They used to beat them kids with canes in
Yeah,
this
they used to
country.
do it here. Not even less than 100 years ago. They used to do it here.
I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
Here, I'm talking about back in Africa.
So yeah, this was the norm, I guess. But is this really a European thing? Are we really going to say this didn't happen in Africa? Yeah.
I think it's human beings.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I've never associated beating kids with race and actually,
Nah.
no. In terms
I
of
think
like,
black people beat their kids next week.
no, as in like, I didn't really think. I think gentle parenting and like soft parenting is more of a European thing. That stuff doesn't exist in our culture. So if we're talking about beating kids, I thought it was more even a us thing. If you get what I mean, like, because you'd see like. You'd go to like your old boy's friend's house when you was a child and see how they speak to their parents and there'd be no repercussions.
And your friends tell you to call child services.
Or they'll be like going back and forth, like, or do you know what I mean? Whereas with us,
I definitely saw it.
you even like your mum will even look at you, and that was enough. Do you get what I mean? So I've never. What I'm saying is, when I say I've never linked it to race, I've just always thought of it as a us thing.
Is that because of what?
And also
the whitewash? No.
I mean, I'm not white. I'm not in a white family, and let me be honest, I don't really have white friends like that. So I've always been around my people. So it's all I've seen. So in my brain, this is the norm.
But there will be so many things that we learn or that we do now that we've learned from colonization, from slavery, from our interaction with white people. But we wouldn't be able to actually identify and pinpoint when it was. We just think it's what is normal to us. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this could be one of those things.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially if she's saying she went back 2,000 years and saw evidence of white people beating their children.
Yeah, but then did she look back 2,000 years and see evidence of black people not beating their children there?
Exactly.
I think beating kids has always been in history since Abraham and Isaac. I think it's always been there.
There you go.
But I think it's always been there. It's not. I don't know why I've thought about it as a. But I guess I'm black though. Like I'm not in a white family, so my concern's really about how black people raise their children. And I think I'm not really for the beating and all that kind of stuff. I just don't think it's. I just think there's better ways to try and parent a child than beating them and lashing out and like. Because my thing is, it doesn't matter how much an adult annoys you, you don't do that to them. Do you get what I mean? Like, so why are you being a defenseless child? Who really, as well, you're the one who's raising. Like, this child is a blank canvas. You're responsible for everything that they learn and whatever. I do believe the heart of man is desperately wicked, whether they're 2-year-olds or 55 or 75 or 102. But I just don't think it's right to just, like, be beating kids. Like some of it is, I think is abusive. A lot of it, most of it. Like a smack, okay, but even then, like, I just think there's just ways around it. But it just seems like a way to take out your frustration on child. If you're being your child to take out your frustration, then you're just a loser.
I think, do you know what's so interesting, yeah? Like you said, like, I can't imagine, like, beating my child. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a smack 100% because there needs to be repercussions for your behaviour, sorry. So I don't think I'm not gonna smack my child, but I don't think I'm gonna beat them. And like you said, they're so helpless and little in comparison to you.
I don't understand you.
Even from like a strength perspective, it's like yeah.
Brent, what's your views on discipline that uses
Sparing the rod and spoiling the
hair,
child. Because you're righteous.
Thank you.
You said you listen to you believe everything in the Bible, you ain't woke. So
I definitely believe I can instill the reverence needed in them as they're young without looking to beat them. I was a product of a household where there was no sparing of anything. But I think I blame my parents for any negative characteristics I have.
you do or you don't?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I basically thank them for the good I have.
Yeah.
In every single interaction of licks I received, I believe it was warranted. There was no quizzical expression. There was no wonder why that happened. None of that.
You knew exactly what was happening.
120%. It was utter disobedience, like utter, right? And sometimes it was. I actually looked for the line, and I crossed it, and then I crossed it again because now that I've crossed this line, I could push it further.
The next
out,
one,
surely, right? And I think that's how I see discipline. I might get hurt if it is I don't know where it is I shouldn't be putting my hand, right? So when they instruct me and I don't listen, and then I feel something, I would listen quicker.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I remember telling a story. I'm not sure if it was on Meters After 7, but the time when my father apologized for the severity of the licks. It's the first time I heard him apologize.
Like, all the licks or one particular lick?
It was the session.
Session?
Yeah. So, it wasn't one lick.
Over how long?
Here's the story. Hopefully it's not too long. Stay with me, yeah?
You know what's so funny though?
I like it.
I'm gonna call back. I'm gonna call back. Because when we were talking about the iPad stuff, you talk about, you would just say, I'll take it, and then you just smile, and then you might bring up another day. Then he's like, Emmanuel, why aren't we like that? Why aren't we like that?
All right, go. So basically, some West Indians know there's a curtain rod. A wiry curtain rod.
Africans can relate.
That should have been used for one purpose and not for...
And it has that noise.
It's like
I'm telling you.
It's like Africans relate.
It has that. It has that touching your skin too.
Yeah.
Right? Some of you all will not understand, but those who do, they understand. It's a whip, and it wraps around them. So it's not just on first contact; it's also on second.
It's an aftershock.
So anyway. There was a point in time.
Trigger warning, because this is actually triggering people.
Yeah. Don't take my laughter for anything other than
trauma.
Yeah. I have a lot of trauma. But anyway, so Daddy couldn't find anything else. In fact, that's a lie. Daddy asked for the. He said, "Go and bring such and such."
No, I'm done.
Go and bring such and such.
Oh my
right?
gosh!
Leave Uncle Carlton alone, man.
Fair.
No, go.
Stop.
She's like, you are the one getting whipped. Sure.
No,
I don't know why she's saying that, but So that particular day, I did something like it was.
Do you remember what you did?
I can't remember. You don't tend to remember the stuff that.
Yeah, but
I do, you know.
It was
Can
a
I be
bad
honest?
session.
I remember every time I got beat really bad.
You remember
or
what
got
it was
punished.
for?
I remember what it was for.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
I did so
But,
much.
yeah, but that's because you were onto the next evil.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah, but
much.
I wasn't a bad, like, I don't think I deserved,
That level.
like, no, some of it, I just think, like now,
Give me
like,
an example. Give
Like
me an
now, I want to
example.
punch you up because you're taking. As an adult, I'm gonna punch you up because you're taking the piss.
Give me an example as to when you got
Okay.
licks and you thought that's
No,
unwarranted.
this one is not licks, yeah. So Ghanaians have, and I spoke about this
Ginger in the
before.
bum.
Oh no,
Yeah.
not that one. That's
man.
Which
you know
I
that's
think
that's
is,
wild.
is a different level of abuse, yeah. When
It
they
is.
put ginger in your anus, in your asshole. Yes, I'm being
Some
graphic.
Nigerians use
Fresh
ground.
ginger,
They use
not
Fresh
ground
ginger,
pepper.
The dead
fresh.
one.
They will grind. They will peel the skin and shove it in your bum. Do you know how it burns as well as a child? Sorry, but I will never forget. And the reason why it happened was, to be fair, yeah. No, I don't think it
They don't make
warranted.
excuses
No,
for
I'm not. Basically,
the,
my uncle got a new car, right? Came to the house and I think my mum went to go see the new car, right? So obviously we lived on the 5th floor in a block. Right, me and my cousin wanted to go. They were like, "No, stay up here." So we were like, "No, let's quickly go downstairs and see if we can see the new car." So obviously we left the house. They went. We left the house, got in the lift, went downstairs, couldn't find them. So obviously ran and came back up. But obviously by the time we've come back up, they've already come back up. So they've obviously surprise. I don't think that justifies.
that did not justify
That does
that.
not justify you putting ginger in my ass.
Does it justify a slap?
Yeah, because I should you told me not to leave. I could have got kidnapped.
Even a slap, though.
I left the house. No, do you know what it is? I left the house open, like the door open. I'm a kid. Like anything could happen.
Yeah, but
I
you know
could
what
have
it
got
is,
missing.
though?
I don't know where I was. Like, do you know what I mean?
This is why I say
is-
that in parenting you got to explain things to children because a child is not going to think that if I go downstairs quickly now, all a child has heard
Yeah,
is that I
obviously
want to
at
see this
that time.
exciting thing. You're all
Yeah,
excited about
100%.
it, and then you're depriving me of that. If you don't say to them, "Do you know, you can't go. Let us go first," then someone will come back and take you down because you can't leave the house unattended. And also, if you go down by yourselves, there's stranger danger. Blah blah blah. Like, if you don't give them this context, all they know is that everybody's excited to something. I want to see, and you shut me down like that. So it doesn't warrant a slap. It does definitely don't warrant ginger. Bum bum.
It's nice that I'm not sure if it is that you've met an array of children. One particular.
Oh, I have. Some of them I don't like them.
One.
Don't like them.
The way you treat one can't be the way you treat all of them.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Absolutely,
work.
you're right.
And they won't listen.
You're right.
And some of them would take your kindness for weakness.
Fact.
Absolutely.
And they will squeeze.
Oh, they'll take advantage of that. But my thing though is that as a parent, then if I did all of that explanation and then you still went and defied me, then you can be punished.
How is your punishment?
But you can't listen. You
Definitely
can't.
ginger the bum. That's
No, but
mental.
it's
I
crazy,
think
I'm
that's
not
child
gonna
abuse
lie.
because
100%.
Nigerians do ground pepper, like fresh pepper.
What?
Like Scotch
worse.
bonnet.
Yes,
No,
and I think it's mad.
No. Impossible.
Okay, sure.
I had. Do
They
you know?
cut the
do you know what?
scotch and then
No.
put up the
do you know
bum
what happened to my
I think
friend
it's
who's
mad.
Nigerian?
It's so horrible.
He got like. This is so nuts, you know. He's like, I don't. Yeah, basically they cut. Like they will make small
talking
incisions
about?
and then they put pepper in
put the
it.
pepper in it.
talking
I'm not
about?
joking.
This is why I say,
They
and
will
this
make
is why
imagine taking like a small incision, so
They
not
cut
like
their skin.
yeah, and then put the pepper in it.
So they take a knife and cut the skin.
this is
blade,
why
probably.
I say, yeah, this is why my thing, when people talk about discipline and stuff like that, like, I know people obviously say beating and stuff like that, but this is why I feel like there needs to be like a zero tolerance for it. Because in this household, little Billy only gets told to go to his bedroom or gets deprived of like going out or gets deprived of his iPad or whatever the case is. In another home, it's incisions and pepper being put in the cuts and stuff. In another home, it's pepper being put in the vagina or being put in the bum hole. Like, it is mad. Like, the things people do in the name of discipline is mad. And when you speak to these people, they justify it to you. Like, they don't see anything wrong with what they but because for us it sounds wild, but then also with this conversation about like the licks and stuff, if you speak to somebody else who never got that, that's wild to them. Like, that would be, so do you get me? I'm trying to say, like, this whole thing about disciplining your children, it sounds wild to different people based off what they've been personally exposed to. But when we just lay it out on the table, and the fact is, okay, this child defied whatever the case is, and this is the action you took. I'm sorry, I can't justify it. It's different if you got like a problem child who like your child is just this. But even with that, like, there's things that you can do. There's always things that you can do than abusing your child. And this is why the discipline stuff, like, I get very it frustrates me because I know the lengths. Like, it literally, people have lived through very, 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 very traumatic things that you cannot imagine. I think also as well, sometimes children act out because of things that's happening to them that you don't know. And so now this child who's dealing with Lord knows what is being punished for their behavior, for acting out based off the environment that you've placed them in. So I'm being punished for something that happened or the environment I'm living in that obviously isn't conducive to who I am or how I am. And I'm being punished over and over. It's very traumatic. It's horrible, man.
Put a pin in that. We'll get back to that just now because I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
So he asked for the wire, right?
Yes.
Because whatever I did was dastardly. Because there's normally like a paddle that's used for roti flipping, right?
Oh yeah.
Those who make roti will have a tower or a platen, they would understand what a paddle is. So anyway, that's what would be the normal thing.
Yeah.
But he is like, no. This whatever you did needs to be upgraded.
Yeah.
The punishment needs to be severe. So anyway, the wire was brought through. Anyway, I give it to him now, and obviously I'm wearing clothes.
You know how traumatic that is as well, to give...
Yeah, to go and look for to
go and look for it and then give it like...
To go and get the switch. That's part of it.
Oh.
Do you understand? Because
it's a mental breakdown, actually. That woman's right.
Yeah.
It's a psychological breakdown.
But it's to basically have you remember that the next time it is that you decide you want to think about doing something stupid. Do you understand? You need that flashback. But my memory is not good. Do you understand? And
sorry, my memory is not good.
The excitement.
The thrill.
Yeah, I like to play.
The adrenaline.
But anyway, so I brought this back, and I don't want to stand still.
Of course, why would you?
I know, but what Daddy used to do was to grab my pants, right, and kind of pull it tight so the bum cheeks were
fresh.
Yes, pow, right. And I used to twiddle and twist, and he used to exert energy trying to keep me still, and I tried to preempt the lash so it would cushion it, right. So there was a lot of physicality I had to get my father into basically, doing to deliver the justice, right? And he didn't like that, obviously.
Of course not.
I was supposed to be obedient. But anyway, I get my licks now.
Imagine you not being obedient to the rules, but you're going to be obedient to the licks. Sure.
I get my licks now. And it's time to eat. I get called on to eat, go downstairs, and I sit down and go, So it's hard for me to sit.
Yeah, because
it's hard for me to sit. And then Mommy's like, what happened?
Oh, she didn't know. She wasn't there.
No, she knew you got licks, but why are you wincing and stuff? Why are you
because he injured
showing discomfort? But no, Mommy knew I got licks. Do you understand? But I'm not supposed to be. But anyway, Mommy's like, come. So
did you do that because you genuinely meant it, or did you just put that on?
No, I don't. As in to
like
fake.
You were genuinely in pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
Yeah. I wasn't doing that pretentious stuff.
Okay,
that
fair.
performative stuff.
I would have.
No. I'll get more licks.
Fair.
But anyway, Mommy's pulled up the back of my shirt, and she's seen welts on my back.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So she's like, Coley, it's nickname. Look at your son.
Look at your son. Look at what you did. Talk about look at your son like it happened to him at school.
He's now looked, and he's like, his face completely changed. Yeah. Countenance just changed immediately. And you could see regret and remorse seeped, patterned all over his face, right? That shocked me. I remember that. I'm like,
oh.
That's the worst thing they could have. That's the worst.
I was like, okay.
That's the worst thing they could have said. I'm gonna show you my back from now on.
I said, you got a hat. It's not black, all right? Cool. Anyway, so I think I remember that. I remember not doing this.
Yeah, from
then on.
I was like,
when I asked you if you put it on, you were like, no,
not then. Because,
you are.
Not then, because I didn't know that would do
that
it.
It was a key.
Now that I knew
now
that,
you
I was
are.
like, yeah, Daddy, it hurts. So anyway, Daddy's like, I'm so sorry, son. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that this would happen. Do you understand? Please forgive me. And that's when it dawned on me. I'm not getting licks because Daddy's frustrated or this, that, and next. It's because he wants to instill discipline in me. Do you understand? He wants me to hear instead of feel. But that's the only communication I understand, right? I got licks after that, 100%. But
I'm
not
about
with
to
that.
say, like, how remorseful.
No, I was gonna ask.
That got retired.
Never again.
That got retired. Steve was so happy.
You took one for the team. You took one for the team.
My sister Kimmy, right? Kimono. The way she got licks and the way she carried on, it was disgraceful. It was embarrassing.
What?
Because she used to, you know, like how a cat, when you scare a cat or you put a cucumber there, next to a cat goes jumping.
Why does he put? Why do cats scare cucumbers?
Are they still cucumbers?
Yeah. I saw TikTok.
Okay. I didn't
Oh, I'm
know.
gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Check the TikTok.
I
You
will.
see it. You see it. But anyway, she dances. No, before it even starts. I'm taking this 1,000 times. She didn't get licked because Daddy started laughing. The amount of licks she has given, my God.
Oh, because she's moving and jumping around.
And then I have to hit you yet.
So she is dramatic as hell. That is true.
Oh man, sorry. Back to your stories, Emmanuel. Sorry. What do you think about disciplining your child in that particular manner?
I don't see anything wrong with discipline, with smacking your child, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's funny.
And yeah, I think like a lot of things, our generation is getting better than our parents' generation. And I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, we're learning from the things that they did to us, and maybe we're actually analysing which methods were effective in it. And hopefully the wise ones will actually see that some of these things were effective and did shape us to be relatively well-rounded individuals, isn't it? Because it's important to not throw out the baby with the bathwater completely, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I do feel like sometimes it is necessary. Kind of like what you were saying. Sometimes there's an urgent need for that child to obey what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it's important afterwards to then sit with the child and say, this is why I did what I did. Do you get what I'm saying? So they understand, and hopefully there's change in it. And also, it's also important to give warnings, I think, as well. Everyone's different, but I don't think, like you also were saying, that you can always talk to every child and talk and be enough. That's just not true. It's just not true. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, if we're being serious, we remember how we was. You know what I'm saying? And some of us were terrorists. And talking alone just wasn't enough. You know
But
what I'm
then
saying?
also when you think about it though, because I want to know how effective that beating your kids is or smacking your kids and all that kind of stuff is, because it actually is not, it doesn't deter them from doing it though. If anything, kids just get smarter about like the way they hide it, because think like nobody has said I got licks once and that made me be obedient so I can put myself in a position where I get licks again. And I'm sure people have done things where they know that you're going to get licks, but it's like, nah, it's worth, like, whatever, I'll cross that bridge when I get to. So how effective really is it?
I think when it's the default for a parent though, then you can get to that place where the child is like, you know what, I've gone through this enough. It's just routine.
But how do you not get there though? Because how many people actually get licks one time and then make sure that they walk in a path where they never get licks again?
Yeah, that's because the child is always going to be constantly testing the boundaries and doing different things. Like every time they leave your house and go to school, there's a new nonsense that they bring home. You know what I'm saying? And you have to keep regulating, remind them. Remember last week when da-da-da? And then sometimes they're going to behave themselves. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're going to go to school and be terrorists as well. And you know what I mean? Like there's just always going to be certain things that you kind of have to make sure that you can bring them in and stop the nonsense. But I think even if those things weren't the most effective and made them stop completely for being nonsense, children, unproductive, whatever, talking alone, sometimes just worse. Some kids will just look at you and say, yeah, yes, ma'am, yes, daddy.
Yeah, but it's not just
And
talking
that's
alone
it.
though. And I think that's the issue. I think when people talk about discipline, they talk about it in extremes. So the lower end is talking, the extreme end is being the kids. There's so many things you can do in between that.
Yeah,
Like
true.
one of my ways of discipline is everyone's having a steak dinner, you know. You're not having a steak dinner. Like it's things like that. It's like, okay, you got a friend's birthday party that you really want to go to, but because you did this, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to go.
But all of that
why
happens
is
later
that
in
not?
life.
Why is that not abuse?
What you're not having steak dinner?
Yeah,
Because you're gonna have your vegetables. You're gonna be fed, but you're not gonna be.
I would rather get hit than you look to take away that from me.
Yeah, but that's because you've been hit, or respectfully, but you've been hit so many times that
No, as
it's
in
nothing to you.
No, And you can probably ask the question whether it's because I've been conditioned and I'm numb to it, or it could be I know I have hard skin. I can my threshold for pain is very high.
Yeah, but how did you find out your threshold for pain?
By doing stuff that didn't involve licks, mind you, like playing and stuff. I had nothing to do with licks.
Yeah.
So I believe even like not talking to them.
Yeah, I don't believe in not talking to them. I think that's abuse. But I don't think that if it was a thing where everyone's having, because you're not going to bed, you're not allowed, you're not going to be starved. Because people do that as well, which I think is also abuse. People that wouldn't give you, like you're basically not allowed dinner. I think that's abuse because you're basically leaving your child hungry. That is abuse. That's child neglect. But if it's a thing where ordinarily maybe you had the option of saying, oh, can I have this? Can I have like this for dinner? But because you were disobedient, you need to understand that there's consequence for your actions. And so now you don't get to pick whatever fancy dinner you have. You eat whatever you're given. But whatever you're given will have your protein, will have your carbs, you'll have juice, you have your veggies. It will be a balanced meal.
And this is my pushback because you have deemed it not tantamount to the licks, the physical licks. And in some cases, it could be worse than the licks.
How?
You see how you say how? The same way someone like Emmanuel will be like, how is slapping a child worse
if
than...
he asked me, I would have answered it. So can you answer me?
No, I just believe that the children place priority on value things differently. I don't think it's all across the board.
But that's why I think that...
For example, you are in a class full of all of your friends, right? And they're all going to this particular thing, right? Your life after is that you leave your parents, it's completely different.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? Sometimes they don't even know who you are outside of their particular governance. And a lot of your identity is around this social interaction, right? Now, you fully well know they're looking forward to this particular thing.
Yeah.
And everybody else are going to have stories after it is that they go this and next. And you've removed that from them.
Yeah.
That could have a scar. That could leave an imprint that is far more dangerous than you hitting them.
I wouldn't say it's far more dangerous. I think for me, and that's why I said that there's so many things that you can do in between just talking to your kids and then just hitting them. Because again, it's because someone could say in the same way then that taking your child's phone is worse effects because they could be talking to their friends and blah, 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 blah. And so now you said they're not allowed to talk to their friends. Someone could also say, okay, then telling them they're not allowed to watch TV. Everyone's going to watch a show. They're all going to talk about it tomorrow in school. Now the child's not allowed to talk about like all these things, yes. But I think with stuff like that, I think discipline should have a lesson after the fact. I feel like if you hit your children, if you're angry at your children, you're upset with your children, you hit them, all you're teaching your children to do is that when you're angry at something or when something doesn't go your way, whatever the case is, hitting, violence is a solution. If you do something and I say you're not allowed to go to this party, what that also teaches you is that you don't have to be everywhere all the time. The world doesn't end when you don't go.
This is you're framing it the way you want
absolutely.
to frame it.
No, but that's not...
Because
that's not a negative thing you're saying.
You can
I know
take
I am.
them to karate at a young age and there's hitting involved.
That's different though.
I know
That
it's
is
different.
a sport. When you getting licks with window curtains is not a sport.
Okay.
Because there's kids that do boxing as well. There's kids that do rugby. There's kids that do so many physical activities. But the thing is they understand that this is a sport that you do in the confines of here.
When they're in school, and I like the fact that it is that you have this different opinion. And I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I'm just
like you're pointing out, the holes that could be here. Absolutely.
I don't know if I fully agree with what I am actually presenting.
Yeah.
I don't think I fully agree with it being worse than. But I do believe in some people's minds it can be because they didn't even grow up getting beaten, right? But they remembered their parents
dinners.
removing
Absolutely,
things from them.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Knowing full well that that's what you care about.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that would have caused some resentment. That would have had some in it, but follow on.
Like effects of it,
yeah,
absolutely.
So let me get back to the in school where it is that you're on the playground and somebody does something to you, right? You will lash out if it is that you're tuned that way, right? And that is just maybe a natural reaction to you feeling something you don't like, and you now responding. Now that particular person who you've punched them out, they've learned their lesson, right? There are consequences to your actions, and it could be physical. Why can't you parallel that to a parent, basically, their child does something, and there's a slap. Here you go. That's the consequence to that particular action.
Because I think it's harmful that we live in a society where people feel like the consequences to things always has to be violence. I get that, yeah, someone did something, but you have to be able to control and regulate your emotions, because one of my big things.
Violence is just physical.
Second,
Violence is not just physical.
I know. Give me another example. I know
Words.
legally it's not. Absolutely yes, but when you're talking about but the example you gave was a physical reaction, wasn't it?
Yes, but in
I'm
your
talking
response
about
you
physical.
said that we shouldn't live in a society where it's a response to these particular.
But that's a lot of people's.
violence.
But that's a lot of people's response though.
Yes, but I'm also introducing the abandonment. That's violence. Withdrawing communication. That's violence.
I wouldn't call it violence. I call it abuse.
So what are we doing? Semantics?
We're not doing semantics. What we're doing is you made a point talking about physical violence. I responded.
go.
No, wait a minute. I responded with physical violence, but you want to introduce other things now after the fact. After the fact.
It's only because I don't want to just focus on the physical.
But that was the point you gave to me.
No,
and we're talking about
I'm
physical.
not
We're
just
talking about
focusing
kids
on
being
physical.
beaten.
I'm saying there's more than physical.
But we know there's more than physical, because I already said that there's people that do silent treatments. That's abusive. There's people that don't give their kids dinner at all. That's abusive. So we know that there's other elements. But I thought the conversation at hand was about physical.
No, it's weighing up. It's weighing up.
But the example you gave on the playground
Yes.
was physical, wasn't it? You said because I said about how if you smack your child, blah blah blah, you're basically teaching them that if there's a situation.
That was to a point where it is not. You're not getting beaten by your parent there, but you're still learning a lesson about consequences. That's why I made that point.
And what was it?
And
And
the
what was the example
consequence
of
was
that?
a physical reaction. That's why I made the point. But the main point I'm trying to make is we are talking about the beating of children.
Yeah, but in the example you gave with the physical consequence,
Yeah.
I'm responding to the example of your physical consequence.
Okay.
So I don't understand why you then brought in another element if in your example you didn't bring in another element
No, I think
other than
I was
physical.
going back to the main point of the conversation.
I'm
about
confused
the
now.
comparison. Never mind. I'm confusing you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Sorry.
I have nothing else to say now
All right,
because
go.
you don't agree with my physical consequence.
No, I do agree. And
Yeah,
I
but
said-
I've lost the point now because you were doing semantics.
Okay. I was doing this. Never mind. Never mind.
You brought a point about physical consequences. I'm responding.
You said you wouldn't call that violence.
I wasn't
You would
responding.
call it abuse. I said there are different forms of violence. And
Okay, Brent.
That's how I said is this
Sure.
semantics. Because never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind. I'm the one who's wrong here. Don't worry.
sure.
All right, Emmanuel. So
Yes.
you agree in slapping your daughter, and you
Yeah.
think it's important.
Yeah, if it warrants it, I think. You know what I'm saying? But I say that and I realize I don't really carry it out. You know what I'm saying? But I warn her a lot. And I think sometimes when I've got close to it, I telling her, come over here, this is what's going to happen. She then starts behaving as if I have done it. And that's enough for me. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't have to carry it out. So that's somewhat the way I kind of do things, isn't it? But yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't rule it out completely, no. Because I do think it's effective. You know, and I do think sometimes it's necessary. But again, it warrants you understanding your child. And I think it's also very important, if not more important, to make sure that child, funny enough, I was even thinking about this just yesterday, is if like you need to make sure that child knows you love them. If that is doubted in their head, then there's a problem. There's a 100% problem. And I think it was just the so-called abuse of it, or the smacking will turn into full-blown abuse in their mind. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's a problem. But if that child knows you love them, and so you did X, Y, Z, they will only associate that with their bad behavior and recognize, you know what, cool, I'm going to take some responsibility here. I shouldn't have done X, Y, Z. I should have listened to the warnings when Mommy and Daddy told me X, Y, Z. Do you know what I'm saying? And they can kind of reconcile those things. But sometimes when a child goes away after the beating or after the smacking, even if it's just a timeout, and there's a doubt of how you feel towards them, I think that's basically the worst thing about it. You know what I'm saying? That would exacerbate anything that's present that could be negative.
I've never thought of it like that, but that's such a very valid point.
As in making sure that they know they love you.
No, just yeah, but like how you would see it afterwards, as opposed to like seeing it as, you know, my parents hate me, as opposed to it's because I've been bad. Do you get what I mean?
So do you sit her down afterwards and tell her why is that she got slapped?
Yeah, 100%.
Did she say she understands?
Yes, of course, 100%. But again, it doesn't happen that much, innit? Even sometimes the shouting. If I know that I'm shouting more than another time, for example, or I've got closer again, like I was saying, bringing her closer. I'm about to then if I see her crying and stuff, I'll bring her back to me and be like, "Do you understand why I did so and so, right? Why?" And she was give me the reason for it. I say, "Exactly. Didn't I tell you X, Y, Z how many times? You know what I'm saying? Is that good? Do you want to keep being naughty? That sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? So she knows. You know what I'm saying? But I also pay attention to her behavior on other days when she sees me, the way she hugs me, kisses me, or whatever. I know that she knows I love her so much, and I know that feeling is mutual. So I don't feel bad about how I'm doing particular things. If I ever got a glimpse of her feeling like she doesn't like it when I'm around, that sort of thing, that's unfortunately some of us felt when we got older with our parents. That's what will crush me, and I know that I've gone too far in it. So I try to analyze and make sure, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's very important, especially from the ages of like 2 to 6 or something, to instill discipline. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of us get it the wrong way around. 2 to 6, we think, oh, let's be friends, let's take nice pictures and go around it. No. I think after that age, if there's no discipline, it's too late, man. It's too late. And you really have to be a bit more excessive to bring them in. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if your kid loves you and thinks you're their best friend in the world, they can tell you everything, but they go out into the world and they're unproductive people, I think you failed as a parent. That's just my personal thing. I don't see the point in being best friend with your child if your child's useless.
Thank you for that. Does your wife extol discipline differently than you, or is it in sync?
It's kind of in sync, you know. It's kind of in sync, yeah.
Who's the stricter parent?
I think I am. Yeah, definitely I am. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she's gotten a slap before from your wife?
I don't know. When you say slap though, because for some reason whenever I hear slap, it kind of makes me think face.
That's the thing.
You know
I wouldn't slap my child on the face.
Yeah, because I've not done
I'd
that.
smack,
None of us have
like,
done that.
do you know what I mean?
So anything that you meant when you said, like, you would
Smack.
discipline,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Yeah, that's not face. But when you say slap, I always think
of
face.
a face,
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah. So I've not done that. No.
Fair.
So is face. So face is more. This is such an interesting conversation. In the face of discipline, face is worse.
I think
Smacking your child on the bum and whatever else.
No, I don't think that's as bad. No, I don't.
So
think
face is where we draw the line.
Do you know why?
It's not even
For
drawing the
bad.
line. You know? It's just at this age.
I think even if I'm thinking from a pain perspective, I feel like your face is so sensitive in comparison to like other parts of your skin. This is just, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't cream my body with the same thing I put on my face because my face is a lot more sensitive. Do you see what I mean? So I think that's why for me, a face is like very sensitive. Do you get what I me? As opposed to the body.
So interesting.
That's just how I see it.
Yeah, it just seems more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
They both feel like Ghanaian.
Okay.
There you go.
So, you don't agree that it's white to beat your children?
I don't think so. But again, I'm not the scholar. You know what I'm saying? So she's done the research. So who am I? You know what I mean? But in my head, just like what Esther said, as soon as she said it, I thought, have you looked at 2,000 years of African history? Do you get what I'm saying? To say that we haven't been doing this independent of white people. And that's what my argument would be if I was face to face with her. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we learned that. Maybe excessive things we potentially learned. Like, you know, maybe what we kind of got from boarding school where it's like, okay, cool, making this a public display, using canes and, you know what I'm saying? That sort of, maybe we got that sort of thing from them. I don't know. But I struggle to believe that 2,000 years ago, even 1,000 years ago, whatever, a parent didn't see their child misbehaving and give them a dirty slap or smack them or whatever it may be. I struggle to believe that. But again, who am I?
When you said dirty slap just now, was that the face
That was
also?
face. That was face.
So you all get slapped in your face?
Well, when we were small?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, is it?
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see that like an adult activity.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying to you.
As in adults do to adults.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, like the slapping of the face.
Yeah.
It's like I'm want you to get this offense. Bow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? And even worse yet if it's a backhand.
No, as kids, 100%, man. Yeah. Especially if it's maybe they can't be bothered and you're misbehaving. Just reach over. No,
So it is a backhand.
it's both.
And wait, were you all talking then? Is it that they're trying to close him out?
We're not 2 and 3 years old. Like we're
Not talking as in you're able to basically talk.
Okay,
but
cool.
is it that the where they reach for the face is because they want the mouth to stop?
To stop. Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Probably is mainly probably. Yeah, especially if you think you're one of those who can be talking back to your parents.
Would you rather get pinched or slapped? And you know the pinch I'm talking about, where it is.
Yeah, I know, I know.
And they hold it.
I don't know. To be fair, I don't know.
How much of it do you think was out of frustration, though?
I think some of it definitely was.
When you say some, give a percentage. Just finger in the air.
30%, 20 to 30%.
That's a lot.
Maybe. Is that a lot?
You think that's it? That's so low.
Yeah, no, I think it's low, but I think
extremely low.
for me though, I think it was because I think a big part of our punishment is because our parents received the same thing. So I don't think they knew any better. You know what I'm saying? I think they just thought this is the most effective way to do X, Y, Z, to punish and discipline their kids. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think that takes a chunk of it, but I also think the pressures of life and you being a child who's gonna, test the boundaries at the worst times. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it's a form of lazy parenting?
I don't think it's lazy parenting all the time. I think sometimes it can be 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Because I just don't know how your child does something and your reaction is, oh, I'm just gonna smack you.
Because do you know, is sometimes I'm not saying this is necessarily the case of what you're doing now, but sometimes we're just jumping into a period of time where we're just seeing the parent, for example, responding to a child behaving in a bad fashion, but we're forgetting the warnings they got before. The amount of times they told them, listen, behave, sit down, be quiet, I'm going here.
But that's my thing though.
Do you
How
know
many
what I'm
people
saying?
realistically get warnings there?
I think a lot of us. I think so.
But warnings
think
for
so.
what it is that got you licks.
Yeah, I think so. Be quiet. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of time it's be quiet first.
How's that a
or it's-
warning?
Yeah, just be quiet because if you keep I'm going to, you know what I mean? Like, or sit down still because you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the time they tell us something, we don't listen.
The problem is that, but my thing is just that I don't understand how you expect kids to listen. My thing is, do you know what I always find interesting? Is that adults lack discipline in so many areas of their lives. In so many issues a lot of adults have, you lack discipline. But somehow you expect this creature that just got here to have the discipline that you yourself don't have.
I think it's a bit different though. I understand what you're saying, but I think it's a bit different in certain things.
But then that's what I'm saying is that how much work, like as an adult, you know how you try to instill some kind of values or something like that, or something within you, right? You try to wake up early in the morning for whatever the case is. There's people that get licks for not waking up early in the morning, for not doing things on time and whatever. But you know that every family event we go to, we are flipping late. And you're the driver of the flipping car. So that's what I find I'm like, I think if people have more conversations, like I'm not saying just have conversations because also kids' memories, why am I going to remember that?
This is it.
But this is why I said there's other things that you have to do. There's other things that you must do to be able to get there, because I do agree with you where like I do think you should train your children from young. From when they start understanding and whatever, I think start speaking to them, all that baby talk and stuff like that. Cute sometimes, but start talking to them so they can learn and understand. I think some people leave discipline too late, absolutely, because he was all cute and cheeky when she was stealing things and pushing her cousin and pushing her brother, punching them in the head when she was little. Now she's in primary school and you're expecting her to just stop fighting. Sure. Okay, sure then. Let's just wait for that miracle to happen. But my thing is, a lot of adults expect things from kids, and that's why I believe a lot of it is our frustration. You're expecting your child to be something that you're not. You're expecting them to have traits that you don't have. You're saying they're talking back. Where would they have learned that skill from? Like, where would they have learned that skill from? And also as well, you're not like, you're just saying you did that. They probably didn't. You're not letting them speak to you and say, no, this is what happened, or this is automatically you're branding that as you're talking back, you're rude, you're disrespectful. Here goes some smacks. Like, I think it's lazy parenting. I'm not saying that kids are the brightest things under the sun, because some people's kids, I don't like them. You can never pay me enough to watch them. Your kids are annoying as heck. I'm not saying that all kids come out perfect. Absolutely not. But I do believe that if smacking is one of your go-to, it is a form of lazy parenting, especially because I believe that kids are blank canvases. They're blank canvases that you teach them stuff. So when I say that people getting licks for stuff like that, for stuff, I think that if, for example, a child sneaks out of the house, I don't think they should get a lick for that on their first sneak out. I don't believe that. Because how would I have known that this is something that's bad if I never did it before? This is my mindset. So, okay, your child does something. If they've never done that before, how they've just done it. Now you can let them know, actually, what you've done is really bad. It's dangerous. It's because it's like when kids want to jump off sofas and stuff like that. When the child jumps and then automatically you put them on punishment, you smack them or whatever the case is because they've done something like that. How on earth were they ever going to know that jumping off the sofa or jumping off the TV was a bad thing to do? And I feel like with adults, it's like we project a lot of what you know as an adult on a child that knows absolutely nothing. Like, how will they know? They hear you swearing up and down the place. Now they go to school, they're swearing. Now you're putting them on punishment. Yeah, that's true. But if that's the language that's used at home, how am I to know that this is bad? That's true. So I'm not against warning children, absolutely bad. But the reality is that I don't think a lot of people warn their children before they start smacking them, before they start beating them.
You'd be surprised. No, I agree with you.
I'd be shocked. Actually,
I'm shocked. You'd be surprised, man.
I'd be shocked.
But I'm aware that some of us, when I say I'm just saying us as human beings, adults that have kids, are maniacs, man. And sometimes we do.
People are very frustrated. It's tough. Like you go out, you take out your whole day. And people always make jokes about bringing out the meat, forgetting to bring out the meat from the freezer, blah blah blah. But the reality is that with kids here, like when kids see their friends, I've been taking my niece to school one time, and she'd be like, "Oh, I don't really want to go to school today. Oh, I'm gonna miss your auntie. Oh, are you gonna come pick me up?" Like she cares about me and her in this car and our interactions in this car. As soon as she gets her and she sees her little friend, she don't turn and say goodbye.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm like, Zara, and she's like, like she's off. Do you get me? So again, these things, it's like, okay, your child forgets to take out the meat from the freezer. You've had a long day. I understand that, of course. What this means that now you, as a parent, you have to now rethink all these things and blah, 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 and whatever the case. I understand the pressure that puts on you as the adult who has to feed the family. I understand that. However, though, your child forgets to take the meat out of the freezer. You come home now, you smack them to smithereens. First of all, I'm in pain and hungry. Now it's two struggles that we're dealing with. But you don't say to them, listen, I've had a long day. This is what I've had to do with blah, 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 blah. So I need you to do this because if you don't do this, then we have nothing to eat. And then, like... I just feel like I feel like it's adults who have hard days and you can't lash out, or you can lash out your partner if you have one, but it's like you want to release physically and then you find any excuse. Because sometimes when you hear the things that people get smacked for, when you hear the things that people get, and I'm not even talking about just beatings, but from smacks all the way to beatings, it's so silly. It's silly things. It's like your child is running and playing with their cousins. Now they've broken something. Of course the hell they were going to break something. If you knew kids were going to run, why have you got things that are breakable around?
Do you know why though? It's because also sometimes, even if I don't give you a reason, the authority of the parent should be enough sometimes. And I think that's the reason why. So for example, even if I don't foresee that there's a vase outside that could break. Just me telling you, don't go outside and play. Or don't play rough, or spend only 5 minutes there and come back, should be enough. You know what I'm saying? But then when you've gone out, and then it's compounded by the fact you spoiled something in somebody else's house, right? It makes the parent even more annoyed. And that's where I think sometimes the beating come out. You know what I'm saying?
But then do you know what that comes to as well? That brings up disrespect. Tiny Temper is on Free Shots. Big up Free Shots Tequila, right?
Big up.
No, not Tiny Temper. Ovi.
Okay.
So
both beautiful black men. Sorry, Gina. I know.
I'm like,
trying.
How did you get there?
It's not through their profession, I tell you that. But Ovi was saying how I don't know if he said black people. I think he did. He did. He said black people feel like disrespect is the worst thing you could ever do to them.
Can I be honest?
And it was like there's worse things that can happen.
I am black people.
Yeah.
Do you know
but that's a lot of black people. And that's how people resort to like. That's how people resort to violence. I understand what you're saying about, yes, the word of your parents should be enough. But the reality is that sometimes...
It's not.
Sometimes I just... Okay.
But it should be.
It should be an ideal world.
Yeah.
But sometimes your kids just care. They've seen their cousin they haven't seen in a while, and they just want to play. Like, all they care about is this.
Yeah.
And so, again, that feel of you're disrespecting me. Like we take this, black people take disrespect so personally.
I am black people. I
And
promise you.
sometimes it's not about you.
Sometimes it isn't.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it isn't. And so because if you take this, and that's why people will be out as well. I'm talking about adults who justify violence because I've been disrespected. That's not because now you're going to jail. Now you're going to jail. Now your family's been robbed of you. Now if you've got kids or whatever, or your partner, whatever, they've got to suffer these consequences, all because you felt like disrespect was the absolute worst thing that can happen to you. But there's worse things that can happen. I'm not saying that kids shouldn't, that the authority of the kids shouldn't be enough, of the parents shouldn't be enough. Absolutely, it should be. But I just think it just reminded me of that disrespect thing where it's like we carry disrespect on our heads.
Yeah, it's true, but I think it's how we respond to the disrespect, isn't it? So, like, for example, if we go out there and mercilessly start beating every child out there, then it's a problem. I don't even know why. This just reminded me of something where a child, I think at my church, back in the day when we were small, I think he got beaten by another adult.
Oh, that's
And then
was
he-
it Nigerian church?
Yeah,
that's standard.
Yeah, Saleh,
Yeah, standard. Because Nigerians, it's a village raising you.
Yeah. The reason why it stands out to me is because she didn't like that. The mum didn't like that. The
some
mum
parents don't
came out and
I'm not gonna lie.
and
No
you
one
can't smack
else
my child.
made,
is my child,
you know what I'm
You
saying?
can't smack my child.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it stood out to me. But what was I saying before that? The whole
It was about
disrespect thing.
disrespect.
Yeah, I think a lot of the reason why like men sometimes or even women like take it to an extreme when it comes to being disrespected when they're adults and stuff, the violence and killing and whatever, stabbing, whatever. Yeah, it's because a lot of the time, I'm definitely generalizing here, but the dad ain't present in the house, man.
What's that going to do with disrespect?
Because the dad will teach you how to handle disrespect as a man, you know what I'm saying?
Fair.
And will show you certain things. But when you come out of the house and you're very respond to different things without thinking the things through, you have those problems, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, man. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think, even though I do think sometimes when we say, oh, no to beating or no to whatever it may be, it sometimes can be bad in the wrong direction. I do think I'm really happy that all of us are thinking at least about how we are going to raise our children, you know what I'm saying? Because if we're improving better than last generation, it's something, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that last generation necessarily had certain things, platforms or a forum or whatever where they actually discussed how they're going to raise their
children,
kids, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And we have, you know what I'm saying? So if we're doing a better job than our parents, I think even they themselves will be happy. And funny enough, sometimes they themselves, they look at how we are with our children and they're happy that we don't do the things to our kids that they did to us.
Yeah,
They
but
may
the
not-
punks though, you got to apologize,
at
bro.
least- no, 100%.
You can't sit there in silence, happy that I'm not beating my child the way you used to beat me black and blue, and you never apologize for beating me black and blue. Don't be silly.
Yeah, 100%. They should do, right? I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying, at least I think they're thinking, my child is better than me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad, as an older person who doesn't have the pressures of life and having to provide for all these kids that I had, sometimes alone, that my child is doing it better. You know what I'm saying? And at least happy.
But then
for
doesn't that prove then the point as well then that beating children is not exactly
No, I'm not saying
that there's more regrets than here, beat your kids.
No, it's because obviously of what I said before. I think some of it was frustration. Sometimes it is frustration. And I think when they're able to see us, maybe just approach something differently. You know what I'm saying? They're happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're happy that they don't beat the kids at all. Yeah. I think it's more so just happy that you talk to the child and you can do X, Y, Z and it's a bit more managed than, you know what I mean, like the previous generation. But
I think the conclusion really is put your condoms on. Planned Parenthood. Don't be having kids that, because it's just, unfortunately, a lot of kids are going through so much that you can't even begin to imagine in the name of discipline. And then neglect is another conversation for another day. But in the name of discipline, it's very horrific, the things that some kids are going through. And the parents just justify it with, I'm disciplining you. One day you'll be grateful. It's like, no, one day I'm going to hate you and you're going to die in a care home. And I'm never going to visit you. Because sometimes when it's adults, no, because whenever I have adults who talk about their kids, don't talk to them. I say, why? What did you do? Don't sit here now playing the victim to my kids don't talk to me, they never call me, they never do this. Because you made them fearful of it. And that's another thing I feel like discipline does. It doesn't leave room for your child to be able to come and speak to you about life, about the things that they're dealing with, because they're going to feel like I'm going to get smacked. I can't even come and tell you that someone's done something to me, or someone's upset me, or someone's hurt me, or someone did this to me, or I'm even going through life. I can't come and tell you because I feel like you're going to put the blame on me. It's going to be my fault somehow, and I'm going to get smacked. Like, that's the reality of a lot of kids. They can't talk. Like, I want to know how many people who got smacked up and down the place actually have a close relationship with their parents, where you can actually sit down with them and like talk to them and like have a proper relationship with them outside of you just seeing them as this figure of authority that you must respect. Like, and that's the reality of it. And then you get older, now you're crying, talking about, oh, you know, your kids don't come and visit. Why do they want to visit you, tyrant? Why would they come and visit you?
Sometimes
you're
the
bullied
balance,
to your child.
Sometimes the balance isn't right. You know what I'm saying? And I fully agree with what you're saying. But I think it's we sometimes forget that our parents were doing it for the first time like us. You know what I'm saying?
Then that's why I say then you make amends. It's
I
like,
agree, yeah,
we
that's
can't,
true.
I feel like parents can't sit down and say that I did the best I could. I did the best with what I had, blah, 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 without like, because I think that parenting is hard. I think parenting is hard as heck. I don't think people should have kids if you're not at least prepared to do on this journey. I do believe it's a journey. I don't believe each child is the same, even in the family. And I don't think, that's why I give grace to parents. I give grace to parents for things they got wrong or whatever. But at some point, they also have to sit down with the child and be like, do you know what? The way I parented you, I was under a lot of pressure. Like, you've got to do these things. You can't just sweep it under the rug and hope that they see the best in it. And then when you're older, do you know how many older people live like their kids don't talk to them? They're by themselves.
Sad,
and then you sit there, you have the audacity. I know a woman like that. I know an auntie like that. It's just so horrible to her kids. Had the audacity to be acting confused as to why the kids don't talk to her. Girl, because you were bullied to your children. Like, you bullied your kids in the name of discipline. And they don't like you. As a matter of fact, neither do I actually. Since we're all here.
Yeah, it's
All the best for the parents, man.
You definitely have to talk to the kids. I remember, last thing, when I went to pick up my little one from school one time, the teacher was saying to me, I asked the teacher.
Yeah.
How was she? And the teacher said to me, oh, she was basically being disruptive.
She's just so cute. I was like, what does her disruption look like?
No,
it just
but
looks like she's having a good time.
No, but you know what it is? I know what her disruption looks like. And what kills me about her, is she has this face, like the innocence face. Like, I don't know what I did wrong. Like, I know that face.
There
And
you
I'm
go.
like,
But you know what, though?
if she was my child, she would get away with murder.
That's what I said, like, you know, when I said the heart of man is desperately wicked, in from the age of 6 months, because yesterday my nephew was around our house here. I said to him, put your slippers on. He said, my mommy said I don't have to. I said, Steph, did you say that? She said, no, I did not. He's 3. And I was like, Zai, put your slippers on. He's like, okay. But like, no one's ever sat him down and said, but he does that. Then when he's at our house, we say something, he'll be like, my mommy said. I said, you know what? This is like them boys. They say, we should stop this now. Because he's going to grow up to swearing on his mother's life. The whole time.
No, literally, I swear on my mom's life. Yeah,
She's
this time you're
lying
lying.
her
Yeah.
Nah, but go, sorry, you say you asked the teacher.
Yeah. And so obviously, I said to you, she got in trouble and whatnot, But I said to her, like I said, I spoke to her afterwards.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, you have to tell me. Long story short, now, if the teacher says, oh yeah, she was all right, I would, once we walked away from the teacher, I said, have you been naughty today? Have you? And she said, oh, there was one time when you know.
I love a kid that
you know what I'm saying?
confesses.
So I'm happy now that she tells me.
That she tells you, yeah.
And when I hear it, most of the time, 95% of the time, it's nothing. It's nothing. But I'm happy that at least she can come to me. Because I said to her, listen, I don't care what it is. Be able to tell me.
Yeah.
And if you're not in the wrong, I promise you, I will defend you to the end of this earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's instilled in her. You know what I'm saying?
I also
So
think
you have
that
to
like,
talk to
sometimes I feel like when kids, like, when they make mistakes and stuff, like, it's okay for them to know that they won't be in trouble.
Yeah.
That's one thing I make a point of with my little sister. I'm like, just be honest about whatever's happened. Like, you're not always going to get in trouble for things. Like, extreme stuff you might do. And I'm like, tell you, even if you get in trouble, I will let you know why you're in trouble. Yeah. And it doesn't mean I don't love you or whatever. Like, again, it's just that conversation where they don't feel like, because some of you are raising little liars. And it's like your kid can't come around. Because kids, if they feel like they're going to get in trouble for absolutely every single thing, they're not going to want to own up to things. They're not going to like, and I also think like that creates a thing where you're scared to make mistakes. I'm bloody scared to make mistakes. I realize now I'm going to start making mistakes on purpose, actually, to try and counter my fear of mistakes.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Raising kids is
Who's that?
hard work. Nobody.
Good morning. Good
How do you hear this
morning.
damn thing?
K Price.
Morning.
Oh,
I
good
can hear
morning,
now.
K Price. How are you?
I'm not too bad, honestly. Not too bad. Today's looking lovely outside. Yesterday I was at a get together with some people for a mutual friend of ours who unfortunately died back in 2015.
Oh, no.
We knew in secondary, so it was a good get together. It was a good little get together and a family and everything.
That's good, man. That's good.
But I just want to start off by saying, really enjoying this conversation, really stimulating and everything. But I got some things and some thoughts I might want to share with you all as well.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Let us
please.
know.
Which pardon me, sorry everybody, I'm gonna have to get like deep in here because this is how I answer things.
You're meant to get headphones.
But I feel like in regards to a lot of this, one of the things we have to think about in terms of like as people we are is we don't get the benefit of the doubt the way white kids do. Because in certain cases, and I'm sure there's still some people out there who think as far as like mental health and things like that, it's only white kids who get it. Whereas black kids, all we have it, everything can just be pinned down to a behavioral problem. And so all that just needs is force to go and deal with it. It's that, and I think a lot of for a lot of it is our thing of just like we need to practical solutions, but it's like the thing with practical solutions is so often the work is done in the physical, but what we're doing it for is for things that are like largely immaterial. And I'm sorry to say this, but like the politics of things and like trying to counteract the racism that we've dealt with is a large part of it. But the problem is, and I have to say it, you can't fix systemic problems with just discipline. It doesn't work. You might get a few people, but it don't work for everybody. And in some instances, they can be very, very counterintuitive. It's less. I wouldn't even say it's about like. Let me just like if I could take a pen and scratch up the title that you got here. It's not about It's not about discipline. It's about compliance. It's about compliance in that you will, if you do this, then you will do that. If you don't, then this is the outcome. And a lot of this idea of instilling compliance when what people think is discipline is this idea that I am doing this because the real, I don't want your first time of being harmed by people is being like by the white boy them out a road or the police. That is really, I think for some people, really what it comes down to is I'm doing this as a form of tough love, so that way you don't have to deal with it in the real world, so to speak. But the problem is the real world has ways of coming down on people in ways that like all the methods that I've seen people in the comments and people in here deal with. But it's done under this idea that we're telling you what the world is what the world is like, what the world is like and how this is how it deals with you and how it thinks of you, which as much as you're trying to make people combat with these things, it instills a lot of those like it can instill some of those negative ideas and belief in them. And then they point to the few people who have been successful and had that sort of upbringing, and they think either, oh yeah, if I follow the same thing, then my child can follow in their footsteps. Or, as I mentioned to somebody in chat, some of them think, oh, if I licked you even harder, you'd be prime minister. Like, as I said, I'm sorry I have to go down my sort of complex answers and complex routes here, because I know I do that, and I don't like taking up space from anybody else who would like to come into this. But it's this sort of thing of like, it's like, you know, dealing, you know, in terms of like behavior and everything, it's not just a thing of like, oh, we can just isolate it and then put the person back in the real world and sort of deal with that. Because in a lot of instances, sometimes what we deem as practical solutions aren't so practical. And so, and when these practical solutions don't work, it's like, oh, the only way we can do that is come down on them harder. And I'm sympathetic to prior generations, much older, even older than like say my great grandmother and that, because we're talking about people who were trying to work with what they had and had to make harder decisions with what they had in that moment. But there's a lot of that unwinding and untethering and this sort of very black and white approach to what makes a good person and what makes a bad person that we still haven't, you know, people have made steps to kind of unraveling and accepting that, like, you know, there's more than one way to be a person, and just because a kid is good, it doesn't mean they were raised in a cushy lifestyle and a bad youth came from a quote unquote broken home and everything. There's differences to, there's a whole load of differences and everything to that. But I also think back to when I was in secondary, right? And I was considered so like quote unquote one of the good youths. And my secondary school was very hard on discipline. This is in Britain. And if you didn't have your planner in your hand, they wouldn't let you through the door. And some of the security guards were treating people who were my peers like they were fully grown men, the way they were dragging them up by their blazers and that. But at the time it was thought like this is what was needed, because it was also because it was a school that before I went, they were having issues with gangs and that, which I understand. That part I definitely understand. But at the same time, it was just like, I think what it instilled in for somebody like me was how hollow this idea of like what a good you and a bad you is, and also a sense of skepticism towards adults. Yeah, Jay, yeah, security guards and all that. They were very strict as far as that. You had to have your tie covering 7 buttons and your shirt tucked in and everything. And that was around the time when they were starting to turn schools into academies as well. Like there's people who don't like security and police, but they're very, very big believers in law and order.
And do you see that as a contradiction?
I do. I definitely do. Please. Certain people who talk about how much they don't like boydom, but then when certain thing goes wrong, certain things happen, their arguments explicitly take the side of the police, because it's like, well, they were the higher authority. They knew what they would do. You know, they shouldn't have acted in this sort of way. It's all coming down to, it comes down to compliance, and in a certain sense, assimilation as well.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I really like your viewpoints, man, because I do think what you've said is actually the case for a particular generation, perhaps even particular demographics. You know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily think that's the case around the board. So in your house, would you not?
No, I don't think it's for everybody. No.
Yeah, of course.
No. Sure.
Like, for example, like in your house, would you not try and have certain laws and order in your house? Do you think it's important for your children
Of course.
to? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and there should be, I guess, consequences for those that, you know, kind of break those laws, right? Because otherwise, like,
right,
what's the point in them?
Yeah, you're right. But I think it also led to this idea that, like, the kind of experiences and discipline that have been dealt with certain people is seen as a quote unquote black thing, when they don't think of where these sort of ideas came from, and the idea that this is something that only happens with, quote, would say, us, and nobody else doesn't do this. Like, let me give you a funny example, right? Interestingly, I have a friend overseas who we have conversations. He lives over in Portugal, I should say, and he's lived a pretty, I guess you could say, a middle class life compared to mine. Yes, he is white as well. And I remember we watched Painted Faces, which is the biography about like Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung and them, about you know, them when they grew up in the Peking opera. And if you know about the kind of upbringing they had from when they were like 5, 6 to 14, theirs was brutal in terms of the training hours and the kind of discipline they had. And I remember the scene in the beginning of it where him and Samo sneak out to go and try and go and, like, because of a bad performance they did, they went and snuck out to go and take old bread crusts and mix it with a bit of sugar for something to eat. And their teacher finds them. And then he goes and licks them then and there outside. And the other kids are noticing through the window. And around that time, I was also, because I was like trying to put him onto kung fu movies and shit. And I was also reading like his biography where he talked about like how they had to do drills up on top of the roof, and one kid who they tried to teach to do a backflip, he ended up hitting his head on the side of the desk. And after, when he came to, the teacher was like, "Oh well, since you can take break, you can go and do that again. Like there's no such thing as a concussion." And he was shocked. He was shocked, but he was shocked in a way that like it was like he didn't know any of this agwan. But for you and me, and for a lot of us here, if we were to see that, it would be like, we don't necessarily condone this, but it's not something that we're unfamiliar with.
Yeah, I hear you. But I guess those.
No.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, like, no, I do agree. I don't think it's an across the board thing, and the example I've just given there is definitely a very extreme one.
Yeah.
But as I said, I think going back, thinking about those origins, it's like, you know, the untangling of that and our thinking as far as, you know, what we need to do to sort of fix fix people's behavior, which even the insinuation of the word fix, I think there's a lot in there. But you know, in a lot of senses, we have to acknowledge that the practical, what we might deem as practical solutions, in reality isn't all that practical. And that's a hard thing to deal with, I know, for some people, because it's like, we've done this for however long and we see it as the norm, so why should we stop now? But the outcome of this sort of approach has had such largely different results. How can we, you know, we should, in my opinion, it's like we should deem that sort of thing hasn't worked. So we need to try different things, right? And especially, sorry to say this, but considering my, you know, my fellow people who are neurodivergent or have physical issues and that, but those things can often be incredibly damaging and counterintuitive.
You know what?
Right?
No, sorry. No, go on. I'll let you finish.
No, just saying, they can be incredibly damaging and counterintuitive because they're seen as these one-size-fit-all solutions.
Yeah.
So if that makes somebody, say, behave worse, or, as you said, they don't want to talk, or in some way or another, because I remember even my mother saying once upon a time, when it came to, say, people who had issues, they would just keep them locked up in the house because it was seen as this thing as, it is your fault. It is your fault that your child is that your child or whatever age they are is like that. So you have to restrain them or approach them somehow in a way that people think will curtail things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll be honest. Let me tell you a bit about me growing up as well. The way how I approach things as well, especially I went through a lot of personal things to do with certain family members and people who I trusted, where how I tried to act and keep out of trouble was in a way a response to that, because in my mind it was like, I don't want them to deem me as, say, the rather large black guy with, you know, anger issues, who's prone to lashing out and that. But which, you know, that sort of thing in terms of keeping yourself out of trouble is deemed as like, that's what leads you on to bigger and better things. But in my case, it led me to being overlooked. And it's only when I reach my final year in sixth form, that's when it's like, oh yeah, so that's how my mind works, right? Because it's not that my folks didn't ask, they did, but teachers kept on saying, but a lot of teachers said that they thought my issue was what? Laziness. If you just push yourself a bit harder, then, you know, you will see the fruits of that labor. And it didn't pan out like that.
Do you think?
Right?
Do you think?
I'm not saying in a way.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, you asked.
I was just gonna say, do you think any of the neurodiverse things that you've now come to be aware of here, if they were, I guess, spotted earlier, you would have been treated the same?
I think I would have been treated. I think not the same. I think I would have been treated differently in certain ways, and I would have had access to things that would have helped me sooner. And I wouldn't be having to try and correct these things now in a way that, you know, that I've spent, say, a decade plus doing, that, you know, I wouldn't have necessarily had to deal with back then. But in a certain sense, some of it was people didn't know how I kind of carried myself rather reserved. But also, like, as far as the signs in identifying these things, they only recognized it in really extreme instances. And I'm not going to discount, right, as far as, say, disabilities in the medical industry, where certain conditions for white people and other people, they recognize as like, okay, this might be difficult, but it's manageable. For somebody like me, they would deem it as like, this makes this person prone to being self-destructive and violent. And on a side note with that, I've seen a lot of people online come with this talk about how we are the most self-destructive or most prone to be self-destructive. And I think it definitely, that sort of thinking definitely comes from that origin idea of like those kind of conditions. It all comes back to. Sorry, who asked me how?
Good morning, Melanie.
Morning.
Oh, sorry, I just stopped my talk.
That's right.
Have you finished? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna respond because you was asking me how. That's all. But I
was saying ouch. I picked into something by accident.
Oh, sorry. But what I was gonna say is in terms of like, I mean,
is this
I said I feel like,
is this Baker Mel?
Yeah.
Come on.
Good morning, girl.
Cupcake.
Come on.
How are you, babes?
I'm a bit sad.
What, the conversation?
No, but you're leaving.
Oh, I know, girl. Brent is happy today. Brent is happy I'm leaving. I'll miss you,
I'll be
girl.
honest, I did believe it. I thought you were gonna be like, ha.
Oh
I'm
no.
just kidding.
That would be a joke way too far. And I'll never be taken seriously again. So.
Oh, gosh. You'll be missed. I'll miss
thank
you.
you, babes.
No,
Don't worry, girl. You gotta stay in my contacts.
You had a lot good to say, Esther. You had a lot good to say, Esther. Don't knock yourself. Don't knock yourself seriously.
I was gonna just add on to the whole topic for today.
Good things to say today.
Oh, thank you, Anna.
I got when I was a kid, I was a problem for my mom, like a huge problem, to a point where I think if she didn't do what she did, sometimes I wonder if I'd still be here because some things that I used to do.
Mel, you're so sweet. What did you used to do?
I think I was very curious as a kid. And you know when people say, "Oh, don't do that," you might
You're like, why?
This might happen. This might happen. And one example, I used to climb things. I'd climb trees. You'd find me on top of a roof or something.
No.
And in the end, I broke my elbow 3 times.
Wow.
The first time,
He was really
my
giving
mom-
The
my mom
3, you know,
was a nurse.
3 times.
Yeah. The first time, my mom came to pick me up in an ambulance. Second time, she just sent like a driver to pick me up. The third time,
The third time we get Uber, get a bus home.
she said I knew where the department was. She was like, you know where to go.
You know what to
by
do.
now.
You've been there before.
Yeah. And it's like some things that I used to do, like she should be working, should be at work, the 12-hour shift. She'll come back. And during the day, I would find, me and my brother used to do this thing well. We used to say we'd go hunting. So we'd find different types of frogs and tadpoles, and I would carry them home
Frogs.
and leave them
Imagine
in the
coming
sink
home
in the kitchen.
And you what?
Oh my, yeah, no, you were a nightmare.
And I'll keep them there because I want to see. Because you know when tadpoles are small, they look like fish, and then all of a sudden they grow like
So they're
legs,
trying to
and then they
grow
become like
tadpoles in the kitchen sink.
Yes, and mom would come back from work after being on her feet for 12 hours, and she would find that. And to me, when I think about it, I deserved what I got because the stuff that I used to do were
I
stressful.
beg to differ. I don't think you deserved what you got. As
I
far as
did.
You don't even know what she got, you know.
See, as far as like the tadpole and the kitchen stuff, I can understand that. But that I can somewhat understand. But as far as you climbing, and that's something that you pointed, you said it, that you were punished for being quote unquote curious. A lot of the times for us, we've been punished for our curiosity in a way that other people don't get. And so I think in a certain way, it's also come back to like thinking about survival. That's why it's like curiosity, so curiosity, one of the problem with thinking in the sense of survival is that it doesn't just, it can have an effect of limiting what you think you can do. So
But I think
certain things.
I crossed the line on a lot of things. Like there would be instances where, let's say in school, we'd be learning about different, like how you can turn different types of currents to certain things. And then I'll take that literally and I'll ask myself, right, can I make a heating element using what I learned? And then I'll go and pick up 2 bottle tops and file a rock.
Bloody hell, I'm going to blow up the school.
Naked wires and stick them into a socket and I'll heat water.
Wow.
And then I'll go and say to my mom, "Oh, mom, I made you a cup of tea, but guess how I heat the water?" And if I show her what I had just done with naked wires into the socket, it's like her mind would just be like, "What the hell? Like he can burn the house
your baby
down." But in my mind, I wasn't thinking that.
To me, Melanie, I hear that, and that makes sense to me because people on the spectrum tend to take things literally. So unless they explained it to you, right? Unless they explained it to you in a way where it was like, this isn't exactly a thing that is meant to be like, something that you go out and test and more of an abstract concept, then who's to say if you would have still done that?
No, but on the other end,
she could have been an engineer.
Dad was on,
and would have been deprived of takes.
Instead of what my mom did, my dad would come to me and say, "Oh, you know what? Get a 3-pin plug. That way you've got a fuse, and in case something goes wrong, then the fuse would go off." But my mom was just like, the house would have burned down.
That's That's not
First,
see, that's not a bad approach, but I think but in that sense, your dad was trying to go around the problem, around the issue rather than deal with it directly. And as I said earlier, again, they were seeing it as just, oh, this is just a behavior problem. We need to come down on you like a ton of bricks. So that
no,
way
it was
we
my
can
mom,
make
not
sure
my
that you
dad.
comply that you don't do this again. Your mom, yeah.
You're going for a lot to the class.
But I thought I deserved it. Like whenever she did what she did, I was like, yeah, I deserved it. And it got to a point where one day she said
It's
to me, after she did what she did, I was not angry with her. And she was like, why are you never angry? And I was like, I deserved it. Like what I did was wrong. Sometimes I even knew that what I was doing was wrong, but I'll just do it.
This is why I ask how
Wow.
like effective this form of discipline is really.
yeah.
Because sis was
And
like,
I
I know
would
what's
also,
coming, but
and
this
some
science
people
experiment,
would
I'm gonna
say,
do it.
Yeah, I wanted to
but
to
also,
find out.
That's
yeah,
interesting.
you
That you
was
could have been an engineer,
curious.
girl.
You was
real.
young scientist.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't in a certain.
You
I
don't think she
think
has a
much.
lab right now?
Yeah, for real.
Right.
Yeah,
There's is
In her lab at the
yeah.
moment.
Precisely.
Exactly.
Cooking it up.
A
But it
foreshadow.
doesn't.
Yeah,
But
she had to create something.
because you was curious, what I'm saying is because you was curious, that don't mean inherently you was bad, right?
I
That's what I
was.
mean. When I say,
Yeah, I beg you,
Yeah, you're
stop
trying to
telling
be
her.
right.
Stop telling her she was. She telling you she
She's
was.
telling you, like, she knows what she did.
maybe
Cooking
that's
frogs
just
and
me,
whatnot.
but
She knows.
that could be me. That's just how I look at it. I don't want to go and make insinuations.
I get what you mean, though. I do get what you. Cause I think what I get from what you're saying though is that I think kids are labeled bad, and sometimes they're not. I think there's other adjectives we can use to describe this child. Is it adjectives? Oh my god, yeah. There's other words that we can use to describe that. But unfortunately, it's like if you do something that an adult or your parent doesn't agree with, you automatically, or teachers, you automatically labeled bad. But then it could just there's so many other things that it could be. So I do get what you're talking about in terms of the word bad, because Mel was just
It's
curious.
that,
It's a
but
curious
also,
scientist.
it's that, but also, as I said, in certain ways, like as I said, with the benefit of the doubt, look at it this way: we see certain things as far as what other people do that seems completely outlandish to us that we quote unquote don't do, and it's because in a certain sense they haven't had to deal with the kind of like restrictions or methods as far as compliance in terms of what they can do. Like I always think it's funny. I always think of something I read a while back where it was like, white kids at somewhere over the rainbow tells you there's a place, you have you can go to a place where you can have aspirations of doing what you want, and it's like the world is your oyster, and you can, it's all there, it's limitless. Whereas we got God Bless the Child by Billie Holiday, which is very much like this is going to be difficult. You can get there, but it'll require a lot of hard work, and you have to do it within these restrictions. There is you can, what is it? You can take, but you can't take too much. And the thing is, people take that as like a mantra when they ignore the fact that the whole origin of that song was her mother came to her asking her for money, and she said that out loud, and then decided to turn it into a tune. It's sarcastic. The idea that you have to rely on, your own self-reliance because religion doesn't provide enough for you.
But I guess this is us sometimes taking things out of context, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? And also, remember that certain songs were made in a particular time where it was necessary. Do you know what I'm saying? Like for example, you gave an example of Billie Holiday. You go back to like Sly Johnson when he said, "Is it because I'm black?" You know what I'm saying? Like you may not get an artist sing that type of song today. Do you get what I'm saying? But back then it was necessary. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but I do get what you're saying though.
See, I don't know if I would say it's necessary.
Okay.
Maybe it's more so just in terms of what the times were.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of black art out there, whether it be music, literature, and everything, which has largely been done for, I'm sorry to use this, but very utilitarian means. And I think to bring it back to the topic again, this sort of thing in terms of what we deem as discipline has been done for larger, quote unquote, immaterial means, in terms of like, this is how we deal with, we deal with things that hopefully we can push back against and we can fight against. See, one thing I think about with this is why I think it was you, E-Man, who said I should have been here for the Black Excellence conversation, and I wish I was there for that. But I think about how, like, there was that conversation last week in terms of behavior and, people making things looking poor. A lot of these are like assimilationist arguments, right? And I always think about how, in a lot of ways, a lot of these methods that we think of as like how to guarantee our survival and get ahead in the world really and truly should have been binned after Obama was president. Because, and the reason I say this is because by every measure of what we've been instilled in various ways and what we've been told and how we are supposed to raise our children, etc., he ticked every box. And even then, in ticking every box, these things were supposed to be like his armor in protecting him against these things, the vindication that would shut the racists up. But if anything, it just only made them more angry because one of them got into a position that we deemed they never should get there, and they still made jokes and they still undermined him. And in a lot of ways, everything since then that we have dealt with is in response to that. Because if you look at it this way, if Obama taught people you have to do a lot of hard work, you have to work twice as hard, which I take a lot of issue with that saying. It will be long, it will be strenuous, but you will get there eventually. Trump basically told people, fuck all that. If you don't do all that, you'll get there in half the time.
Okay, Price. As always, yeah. I'm pretty sure that I can speak for the room of this. Always appreciate your contributions. Yeah, we do have to like wrap up because we've got the rest of the show to do quickly and whatnot. But I want us to address, if you don't mind, can you message me and just give me like a topic of the day on that idea about assimilation and also the working twice as hard thing that you have an issue with, because I think that would be a good topic for us to discuss. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm all right. Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right, beautiful.
Thanks, KP.
Thank you very much, man.
Big up, Mel. Thank you, Mel.
Mel, Esther's leaving on Friday. Just putting it out there.
Can you imagine?
Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
I was actually going to get in touch, but then I was like, what do you mean today?
No, Mel, you have my address. Mel, girl, you can break GDPR. You know my address, girl. Send it to me, and then I will give whoever I want to give. Brent and get no cupcakes. You are going to get some.
We want to celebrate on air. We got something special.
Bye.
Leaving on Friday. I hear you.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Thank
Love you,
very
Mel.
much.
Thank you.
I love you too, guys.
Bye, babes.
Take care.
Bye.
All right.
And her husband is so lovely as well.
Big him up. Big him up.
So lovely.
All right, Brent. Let's go. All right, people. So our next headlines: the second safe haven built by the Independence Brick by Brick campaign for women fleeing domestic abuse has been completed, providing a lifeline for families in need. Big up them, man.
That's good, man.
The purpose-built safe house is now ready for its family to move in, weeks after the keys for the first home were handed over. The new houses, built by Persimmon Homes, were funded by the Independent's hugely successful campaign, launched in partnership with leading domestic abuse charity Refuge last September. The Independent's editor-in-chief, Geordie Greig, said it is It is brilliant news that the Independence Brick by Brick campaign now has a second house funded and built for women desperately in need of sanctuary. The identical homes are built in a secret location to protect survivors and look exactly the same as those surrounding them, basically, to ensure that the occupants don't feel isolated. Crucially, the semi-detached homes also include a number of safety features, including CCT, a fireproof letterbox, and enhanced locking mechanisms on their windows and their doors. So big up them, man. Next headline, police have said that 4 people were arrested on suspicion of terrorism offences during a pro-Palestine protest in Liverpool city centre on Sunday afternoon. Merseyside police said that material in support of campaign group Palestine Action were reportedly seen in the possession of a small number of protesters at the regular march for Liverpool Friends of Palestine. More than 100 people were arrested across the country during the weekend demonstrations protesting against the prescription of Palestine Action, which was banned as a terrorist organisation in June. We spoke about that. Police said that 4 people from Merseyside, a 74-year-old woman in Kensington, a 65-year-old man in Brighton, 28-year-old man from Garston, and a 72-year-old man from Moseley Hill were arrested on suspicion of wearing or carrying an article supporting a prescribed organisation. Palestine Action was banned after 2 Voyager aircrafts were damaged at RAF Brize Norton in Oxfordshire on the 20th of June. An incident claimed by the Direct Action Group, which police said caused about £7 million worth of damage. The Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, announced plans to prescribe Palestine Action 3 days later, saying that the vandalism of the planes was disgraceful and that the group had a long history of unacceptable criminal damage. Next headline, and the children of an elderly couple imprisoned by the Taliban in Afghanistan have urged the group to release the pair before they die in custody. They said that the UN would be making a statement on Monday calling for the immediate release of Barbie Reynolds, who's 76, and her husband Peter, 80 years old, who were arrested as they travelled to their home in Bamiyan province in central Afghanistan in February. They had been held there for 5.5 months without charge, and up until 8 weeks ago, they had been separated and detained in a maximum security prison. Their 4 adult children who live in America and also in the UK say that they're worried for their parents. According to a remote medical assessment conducted by a cardiologist, Peter may have suffered a stroke or a silent heart attack, while Barbie's wife continued to struggle with numbness in her feet, which was linked to anemia. This is what their children are saying. They said, this is another urgent plea to the Taliban to release our parents before it's too late and they die in their custody. They have dedicated their lives to the people of Afghanistan for the last 18 years. Next headline, and the powerful Ecuadorian gang leader Adolfo Macias Villamar has been extradited to the US to face charges of drugs and arms trafficking. He was recaptured in June, almost a year after he escaped from a high-security prison where he was serving a 34-year sentence for a series of crimes. He will appear in a US federal court on Monday, where he will plead not guilty to international charges of drugs and weapons trafficking. He was the leader of Los Choneros gang, which was linked to powerful criminal organizations in Mexico and also in the Balkans. He is also suspected of having ordered the assassination of the presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio in 2023. He's blamed for Ecuador's transformation from a tourist haven to a country of one of the highest murder rates in the region. More than 70% of all cocaine produced in the world currently passes through Ecuador's ports. The country is located between the world's 2 top cocaine exporters, Colombia and Peru. Ecuadorians voted in favor of allowing the extradition of citizens in a referendum called by President Noboa, who vowed to crack down on rising crime. Next headline, and a 61-year-old man has died after he was sucked into an MRI machine. Imagine.
I heard this, and people are basically trying to say suspicious.
Well, what they're saying is he was wearing a heavy metal necklace.
And apparently the doctor or the person, the scanner,
Didn't
has seen this chain before, has complimented the chain, and has seen the man several times before. So that's why people are like, this is a little bit suspicious because...
That's crazy.
What do you mean? Like, apparently the man has worn it in there before.
That's crazy.
Because the man has complimented the chain.
They must have told him at that time, take it off. Because how come it didn't happen at that time?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what people are saying is suspicious about. But then, like, is it a said thing that if you wear a chain, it's just going to...
Yeah, you can't wear it. Yeah, you can't wear it.
Yes, I think the guy just missed it then. I think it was just negligence.
And it's a heavy chain. So it's 9 kg, 9 kilogram chain. So Yeah, with a
wasn't it
lock
like-
that was used for weight training.
Yeah, I think So I think it was just that the doctor forgot.
Mm.
Unfortunately, which is sad.
It's sad, man. Though police have not named the victim, Adrienne Jones McAllister told local television station News 12 Long Island that it was her husband Keith who died.
So they named the man. She said it's Keith.
Yeah, she Miss Jones,
Fair sister, fair. R.I.P.
Yeah, man. Miss Jones McAllister told the outlet she was getting an MRI on her knee and asked her husband to come in to help her get up afterwards. Oh my days! It wasn't him that wasn't even getting the thing.
No, he was there to help his wife.
Damn, that's why they missed it, I guess. So, yeah, she
Yeah.
said he was wearing a 20 pound, which is 9 kg chain with a lock that he used for weight training.
Yeah.
And at that instant, the machine switched him around, pulled him in, and hit the MRI.
That's scary.
Crazy. Yeah, she said that the technician had tried to pull her husband away from the machine. Officials say that the incident resulted in a medical episode and that the man was taken to the hospital where he died.
That's so sad. Yeah, they'd been there like, that's sad, man. R.I.P. to him. That's very horrible.
Yeah. Our last headline, trigger one on this one, death toll from South Korean rains rises to 17, man. So heavy rain in South Korea has killed at least 17 people, with 11 others unaccounted for in the intense downpour. So close to 170 millimeters with 6.7 inches of rain hit the resort of Gapingyong County in Gyeonggi Province, which is 40 miles east of Seoul. And yeah, landslide engulfed houses and flooding swept away vehicles. The number of casualties rose as bodies of those previously reported missing, many swept away in landslides, were recovered. The confirmed number of deaths from the 5-day deluge stood at 17, this according to official data, but scientists say that the climate crisis has made extreme weather events more frequent and intense around the world. So I guess there's more that's unaccounted for. So prayers go out to them, and that's it for our headlines, people. It's time to pay them bills.
It's the end of the show, right? Brent, you told us to rush?
Yes, please. Reaction though, no?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
It was a big weekend.
I heard.
Let's go to the reaction, Brent. Oh man, welcome to the reaction, guys. I'll be real, I don't know if there was any football. It was just a boxing weekend for me. It was a
I
boxing
think you reacted to
weekend.
that. Oh.
But was there any football by any chance, you know?
Acquisition by Liverpool. Ekitike?
Big up Ekitike.
Is that a person?
92 million? Was it 82?
Is that a person?
Yes, Ekitike.
Serious.
got bought?
Big him up.
Yeah. Liverpool bought him.
Big him up. There must have been scores because, as in football, because I know the
You're
women.
forcing it. Just do the boxing you want to do.
No,
Your
the
heart
reason,
is not
the
there.
reason why I'm saying is because the women were playing, and you know we're all about.
Oh, big up the Euro girls.
You know what I'm saying?
The lionesses, right?
There you go.
Big
You
up
know
the
what I'm saying?
girls.
So I'm pretty sure. 1 second, people.
The way you use the pen really annoys me.
Do you know, it's just so serious.
Why is that
Like,
annoying?
it's, I don't know, man.
Because I'm a professional.
It's just so annoying. Yeah. And then when you talk,
No, I know this really annoys you. You don't have to put your head up to really say that.
No, because
And it's not the first time she's brought it up. She brought it up last week as well.
Can you not hit on my pen, please? Thank you. Anyway,
It's too late.
on Friday, Spain beat Switzerland 2-0. And on Saturday, France, they lost to Germany women, man. It was 1-1 after extra, in normal time, but Germany women won 6-5 on penalties. So basically, semi-finals will be England versus Italy. That's going to be tomorrow. And on Wednesday, Germany's going to play Spain in the other semi-final as well. All right, so let's get on to the things that we actually care about. So, Brent.
the thing that you actually care about.
Right.
It's everybody. It's everybody. Trust me, it's everybody. So, this was... It was an amazing night of boxing on Saturday. So we had quite a few fights.
Do you reckon they got beat as kids?
I think so.
That's why they're now in boxing.
No, but
And then they imagine that it's their dad they're beat up.
well, it probably helped them with their discipline to be, to excel. So obviously the main card, I think that everyone was pretty much talking about, and there was a lot of boxing, by the way. There was even a UFC fight as well. Holloway, I believe, fought. What's his name? I can't remember, but we'll get into that. But yeah, the main card, I guess, that everyone cared about was on Saturday. And this was Usyk versus Dubois. The undercard I said last week isn't the biggest undercard in the world, but it doesn't really matter because everyone's really coming for the main event, right? But Daniel Lapin, he fought a tough fight against Lewis Edmondson. He got a majority decision. First score that they read out was the 95-95 draw, but he struggled in that. Lapin, by the way, is one of Usyk's boys. So I remember the commentators talking about, if Lapin loses this might affect Usyk, you know what I'm saying, in his fight against Dubois. Long story short, Lapin won. And also I remember another commentator saying, I think you're underestimating how selfish boxers are. They care about what they're doing, because at the end of the day, they're the only one in that ring, innit? Long story short, he won. It was a tight fight because there was Lapin was basically controlling the beginning of the fight. Edmondson basically took it over from like around the middle. But I think the last 2 rounds, he allowed Lapin to get back into it, because Lapin, like he was lucky to get back into it basically. Edmondson, I think, pretty much tired himself out. But that was that. Next fight, that was just before the main event, was Lawrence Okoli, big up Lawrence Okoli. He fought Kevin Lerena. You know what I'm saying? And big up Lawrence Okoli, right? Obviously, I think this is his second fight at heavyweight, right? I like what we're saying, but like, he's obviously put on the pounds, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he could be a heavyweight. He wasn't in the best shape.
He's eating a lot. Exactly.
And it's evident, because we're used to seeing him at cruiserweight, right? But obviously it's necessary. And I guess he's carried up that strong punching power and stuff, yeah. He controlled the fight. But the criticism of Lawrence Okoli for the past how many years is the criticism again on Saturday. That it's boring fights. You know what I'm saying? He's always going to punch 1-2. If you're lucky, get 1-2, then hug you. You know what I'm saying? And really just stop the momentum of the other fighter. But he does what's necessary to win. You know what I'm saying? He's been a world champion at cruiserweight, world champion at bridgerweight. No one really cares about bridgerweight. It's a new bloody weight class. No one really cares about. But he believes he can get a world title at heavyweight as well. You know what I'm saying? And long story short, he got the job done. And just in case you think Kevin Lerena is a useless guy, I mean, you might see him as that still, but remember, Kevin Lerena was the guy who fought Dubois them years back and almost finished Dubois. I think he knocked him down like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So Kevin Lerena isn't, some useless slouch, right? And Okoli got the job done. Pretty much won every single round, to be honest with you. Lerena just couldn't get into it. But yeah, it's still one of those fights where people are like, it's boring. Like, who really wants to see Okoli in a big fight? And I think that's the issue with Okoli. Even if he has the skills or whatever it takes to win, people may not, as in promoters, may not think it's worthwhile getting a big name against an Okoli. Because who's going to want to, see that fight? And that's another part of boxing that people have to be mindful about. Anyway, the main event. Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. What a fight. What a fight, damn it.
Don't jizz in your pants.
It was splendid.
Can you stop hating, please? Thank you very much.
First the pair.
What a fight. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, he watched on a big screen, so that's why he was up close.
You know what I'm saying?
Where?
You know what I'm saying?
28th. We actually wanted to invite some of the community to come along.
It's true, you know.
It was too short notice.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's lit.
it was sick.
It was
sick.
It was sick, man.
It was sick.
It was sick.
And then
it just you two?
there were people. Yeah. He came over to spend time with me.
Big up, Brent.
Emmanuel.
As I do.
He said, big up, Brent.
That's cute.
And the thing is, I got to witness how he watches boxing.
How did you? What was it like? Take us there.
Was he talking a lot?
You know,
that fight was too sick though. Too sick. I think on the show I said Usyk's gonna win it. Obviously I said Usyk's gonna win it. But I said I think he might stop Dubois in round 11. I didn't think he was gonna do it in round 5. But I think
the game was 5 rounds.
5 rounds. Well, they gave him 12. But he said, I don't get paid for overtime. So he did it in 5, right?
I've got plans.
Exactly. And I think I knew the fight would end quicker after the first 3 jabs Dubois got it to his head in the first round. When I saw that, I said, Usyk's angry, man. But it's controlled anger. Because if you look at it, yeah.
I like how you said that.
It's controlled anger because if you look at this here, I remember somebody who did this. I can't remember. Somebody basically had a picture that they showed to Usyk. This was prior to the fight, of all the British guys that Usyk has dominated, beaten, right? And showed Usyk basically towering over them, innit? And they were saying to Usyk, like, do you like this picture sort of thing? He said, no. I don't like how you depicted me towering over Tyson Fury. He's a cool guy. I don't like how you see me depicted towering over Chisora. That's my friend. AJ, that's my friend. What about Dubois? No. He was like, he made an exception to say,
I tower over him anytime.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Dubois, he disrespected me sort of thing. Because what happened was, I believe it was in the last fight against Fury, he was giving his speech. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, thank you for supporting. The nice things that a boxer says, especially when it comes from Usyk as well. Dubois comes in the ring, takes the mic from him, start talking, I want my revenge. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't have done it. Basically,
Could be mindful, bro.
Do you know what?
but he's basically saying, I want my revenge. I'm going to knock you, all that sort of talk. And the guy's like,
mid-speech?
yes.
Oh, you got to knock his lights out.
You know what I'm
next time.
saying?
Yeah.
So he was like, wait a minute, like, you know, I care about my country. My country's at war. I always pick up my country.
Yeah, I haven't done that
won.
yet.
Let me do my thing.
Yeah, and then you can come and start crying about whatever.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he didn't like that. But what happened in the lead up to this fight as well, you had Dubois and Don Charles, who's his corner man, like his coach and whatnot, basically bigging up Dubois, which you were meant to be doing, but saying, basically, we're going to beat Usyk. But one of the things that I think also annoyed Usyk was the fact that Don Charles kept saying, what type of Christian are you? Because you cheated in the first fight.
As in Usyk cheated?
Yeah.
How?
And basically, it was a whole back and forth about whether the shot that Dubois did to Usyk was a low blow or not. Usyk said it was a low blow, hence him taking the 5 minutes to recover and whatnot. Some people saying, no, it's not a low blow. It was a debate. It's still a debate.
People love to bring up your Christianity when it serves them. Shut up, you heathen.
There you go.
Are you
know what I'm saying?
really a Christian?
And he didn't like that because he really does take it serious, you know.
He
Because
loves the Lord.
You know what I'm saying? He's always wearing his big crucifix. He's always bigging up Jesus. Always, you know what I'm saying? Like, really disciplined man. And the guy was like, oh, you're not a Christian. Who do you serve? Who's your God? You know what I'm saying? Really taking advantage of the fact that, you know, the guy did X, Y, Z. Anyway, during the press conference, he said to them, don't push the horses. Don't
Then what?
Don't push the horses. Basically, what he's trying to say is,
what is your access to that?
he's East
Your accents
European.
are
I
really
can't
bad.
do it. I'm sorry.
go
guys.
get
In
kick
general,
up.
don't
You know
push
what I'm
the
saying?
horses.
I can't do it. Sorry, guys. But basically, it was the last time Usyk got knocked out. When he was a kid, he was playing with a horse. And the horse overreacted, kicked him. Right, he flew all the way to another country, and he was knocked out. And so what he was basically saying is, what the horse did to me, you've now pushed the horse. When they were telling me, don't push the horses, you've now pushed
I'm the horse.
the
He's
horse.
the horse.
I'm the horse now.
Okay.
And so he went in there, and he did to Usyk.
What the horse
What
did
he
to
did
him.
the
So
horse
he
did
did
to him.
exactly 5 rounds. That first round, when he came out, and he gave him them 3 jabs, and Dubois didn't respond to them jabs, I said, yeah, it's going to be an excellent
That's
fight.
a
It's gonna be
great
quick.
tagline. Don't push the horses. And there's a
You know
whole
what I'm
backstory and everything that makes it juicy.
100%.
See, things happen for a reason. Got kicked
100%.
by that horse for a reason.
There you go.
So 30 years later,
Yeah,
you
know
tell the
what I
world
mean?
not to push the horses.
Exactly. And demonstrate it. And Dubois, to be fair to him, in the first round, I think he hit Usyk with a couple of jabs as well. It was a good first round, but I think you could tell the dominance and how the fight was going to go after that first round. Second round again, Usyk dominated again. Third round, I think Dubois came back a bit. That was a round that you could maybe give to Dubois, if I'm being honest. I think the first minute and a half or so, Dubois dominated. But then I think Usyk potentially, a judge could say that he stole the round in the very last minute or so. But round 4, Dubois was in trouble. And then round 5, it was the beginning of the end. When he hit him with that first shot and he went over on the side of his head, it was a wrap. But that second one, the fight, the actual punch, the left hook that ended the fight, goodness me. It was horrible, man. And Dubois, basically, he went down. His legs just did a madness and he dropped. And obviously the referee started counting. Ben, I'm not sure if you remember, but you notice at number 10, when he counted to 10, he got up. People are basically now saying, did he quit again?
So I think I remember telling you, or you mentioned, I can't remember, when his mouth guard
Yes.
Like it kind of looked like he was looking
wanted
to
to
try and
kick it out.
spit it out.
Yeah,
And then he
100%.
pulled it back in.
Yes.
And then he's like, oh, I've got to keep going, you know.
Yeah.
But he didn't have to, bro. But then, I tell you that next time now,
Yeah.
you saw it in his eyes. He didn't. He didn't want it anymore.
100%.
He didn't want it anymore.
He didn't want it.
Yeah.
He was too cerebral for Dubois, you know. Dubois, the thing, he's a good boxer. And I really don't want people to obviously make it seem as though Dubois is crap and make fun of him and all that sort of stuff. Because the reality is nobody else could have beaten Usyk. I think Usyk's shown that now, right? But in terms of IQ in the ring, Dubois doesn't stand up to Usyk, not even close. And I think he showed that in the most perfect of ways. It was such a boxing masterclass. And a lot of the time, we're used to getting masterclasses that last 12 rounds and you get a nice decision. But this was brutal as well. And I think Dubois is really going to have to think about some things, you know, 100%. Because if it is that he quit, then this guy made you quit twice, man. Twice. And this is a better Dubois than he was the first time.
So only because of the AJ incident, right? I mean, we are looking at him and giving him bare props off the back of that dispatching.
I wouldn't say just that. Because remember, prior to that, he lost Usyk, maybe like 2 years ago or something like that. I can't remember, 2.5 years ago. But he came back. He beat Jerome Miller. I didn't think he was necessarily going to beat Miller. He beat Hergovich. You know what I'm saying? Then he beat, who else did he beat? Did he beat AJ? And he beat AJ in a way that nobody's done. You know what I'm saying? AJ was almost asleep.
There was a point, though, where it looked like AJ was coming back, right?
Yeah, it was just before the knockout. It was just before he got too confident.
Yeah, he got too confident.
Too confident. And he went in with a bloody uppercut from bloody long distance. And he left himself exposed. And I think that's the thing with Dubois. Dubois is one of those very physical boxers. Go straight for the kill and do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? And very durable. But against somebody that's beating him to the punch and making him feel like he has no moves for him, I think, like I said it on the show as well last week, I think he's going to demoralize him and stop him in round 11. I just didn't think it would happen this early. He made him feel like, I don't belong here. And I think after that second knockdown, especially how like brutal it was, yeah, he was out of there. He was out of there, man. He was out of there. But it was an excellent fight, man. Excellent fight. Big up Usyk. And they were asking him, who's next? Are you going to fight Tyson Fury again? I don't know why he needs to fight Tyson Fury again. I don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to beat Tyson Fury again. It's going to be 3-0. You know what I'm saying? You've beaten Tyson Fury twice. You've beaten AJ twice. You've beaten Dubois twice. You've beaten Chisora. You've beaten every Brit that's come. You've beaten everybody. You ain't
So
lost.
then what happens then after that?
You retire.
Because when you retire, you're retiring as...
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And the thing is, me personally, I was even saying, I think Usyk should retire before this Dubois fight. Because you've got nothing to prove. You don't need to prove that you can beat this hungry monster now. But he's done it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's fighting anyone now, it should be somebody like Joseph Parker. Only because Joseph Parker deserves a shot. But not because Joseph Parker's going to win. He's not.
Are you starting it again? Or?
Yeah, I just wanted to show it. Do it.
He's done. Beautiful fight. Beautiful fight. So yeah, man, he got the job done in a very great way, man. And obviously people are asking the question, is he one of the greatest of all time? Is he the greatest of all time in terms of heavyweights? I don't think he's the greatest of all time. But I definitely think he's part of the conversation. I definitely think he is. Of this generation, he's definitely the best. No one comes close. And I think he's better than both of the Klitschko's as well. That's my personal opinion.
How many Klitschko's are there?
2. It was 2. It was the older brother.
Oh, shame.
Yeah. They were both boxing around the same time, sort of time, but he retired earlier. But yeah, he's better than both of them. He would have beaten both of them, in my opinion. Yeah. But he's definitely one of the legends. Definitely one of the greats. But in addition to him, there were some other fights. So remember I was saying to you, Pacquiao came back, innit? He fought against Barrios. And I thought Barrios would win and get the job done, but he didn't. It was a draw. It was a majority draw. Some people are saying that Pacquiao actually got robbed. I don't know. I never saw the fight, but they're saying that it was that close. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, well done to Pacquiao, man, to come back and put in a good performance against Mario Barrios. Also in that same card, the fight I was most interested in was Fundora against Tim Tszyu, and Fundora stopped him, man, in round 7. Fundora I wish you could see him, Brent. He's like 6'5", but he's at 154, so he's very, very slim. But his limbs and the power he's able to generate, crazy. But I think this was also a defeated Tim Tszyu. So the first loss of Tim Tszyu's career, I believe, was against Fundora. And basically he got like a really bad like forehead cut. Blood just pouring like a tap, right? And the corner should have ended the fight and said, listen, he can't continue, he can't see. But maybe the inexperience of the corner, I don't know. But if they did that, it would have been like a disqualification, not disqualification. I can't remember what it's even called now. But basically, it would have saved him to fight another day, innit? But they allowed him to continue. And obviously, Fundora beat him and whatnot.
Looks like Dalsim.
Yeah, innit? I can't even see the thing. But yeah, Fundora, I think since that fight has improved a lot. He's improved a lot. And his sister's a boxer, by the way. She's also dominating in women's boxing as well. But in this fight, he was open. And that's the thing about Fundora. When he's throwing his punches, he's open. And Tim Tszyu was really hitting him with some solid punches. But I think Tim Tszyu just, I don't know, he got hit himself quite a lot. And I think the previous fights as well, when like he got stopped in that round 2, I think, of his last fight, or the fight before last, by a crazy heavy-handed puncher. And I think he got a concussion from round 1. He's another guy who didn't remember what happened in the fight as well. So
man, this looks like a poker fight. Bloody.
Let me see.
Look.
Yeah, that was the first fight.
Bro.
So that was the first fight. So his corner should have stopped the fight. They should have stopped the fight, but they didn't. And I think it had some psychological effects on him. Fundora won the belt, took his title, and then I think the fight after that is when he got stopped in like the first or the second round. Got a concussion. Yeah, but anyway, he tried to come back, man. And Fundora wasn't having it. He was an improved fighter as well. Again, he's susceptible though, because like his defense isn't the greatest, in my opinion. And but anyway, he got the job done, and he stopped him in round 7. And he went to his corner, and the corner was like, "Listen, Tim, you got to chill, man." And they stopped the fight. Also, Isaac Cruz, he fought Omar Salcido. He won unanimous decision, easy, basically won every single round. And yeah, there was that. And there was one more fight, I'm pretty sure. Yes, my guy, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. This guy, yeah, he's the guy I was telling you the other day, Brent, that beat Sonny Edwards. He's too dangerous. He's too dangerous. He basically beat Cafu. Cafu is a South African fighter. He had a belt, and basically this was an opportunity for Bam to unify, and he basically did that, man. He beat him, stopped him in round 7. He's called and said, "Nah, Cafu, you've had enough, man." And that was it, man. There's not much to say about that fight. But again, if you guys don't know about Bam, watch Bam. Bam is a serious guy. Serious guy. But yes, is that Ed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's round 10.
Round 10, yeah.
Round 10.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Ed, what are you saying, man?
Yeah, man, bless, man. I was just coming to jumping on the Usyk, where Usyk ranks. And 2, actually, let's go with this one first, just because it's not as important. But you see all the Clarissa Shields trying to call up Ali.
Yeah, I heard about that. I feel like she's been doing that for a couple of years now, though.
Yeah, well, now they're saying they got the bread to get
do
into the conversation.
I don't think there's any. Like, Layla Ali retired ages ago, though, man.
Yeah, like
late
why? 2000s?
You know what I'm saying? Like, why, though? There's no real need. It's not fair. I don't think. It's not fair.
Yeah.
But if they got the money for it, and she wants the money, then go for it, you know? But Clarissa Shields obviously going to beat her. Obviously.
Yeah, there's nothing. I know they've been going back and forth for like 3-4 years now. But I'm like, yeah, it's just, I feel like, yeah, it's not necessary. Like, it doesn't add to either of their legacies.
Yeah, exactly.
This fight.
Exactly.
If they do it. But you know, the money talks, isn't it? So, you know, if they get. No, what's it called? The well, you said you rank him above the Klitschko's. So just in terms of this generation, you rank him above the Klitschko's. So is he what would he be then? Number 1 or number 2?
What in terms
Fury
of what?
above Klitschko's as well.
In terms
I
of
put Fury above Klitschko's as well. So I say who you going?
oh, in this generation, yeah.
Yeah, in this generation.
Would you put both Klitschko's in this generation though? Oh, but maybe only Vladimir. Vitaly.
I think
retired.
Vladimir 100%.
Yeah.
Vitaly probably breaks top 10. I don't know if he breaks top 5.
No, I mean in terms of like their era, because Vitaly retired ages ago, right? He was part of like Lennox's era to some degree.
I think Vitaly has a little bit overlap, not a lot. But
Yeah.
With like I think he was done by like 2012, 2013, something like that. So like he got like Chisora and Shannon Briggs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, he got those sort of guys towards the end of his career.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's add both Klitschko's into it. I think Usyk beats both of them. I think he beats. I think both Klitschko's, especially Vladimir, struggled with taller guys. This is why I knew Fury was going to beat him. And the movement, he struggled with the movement of Fury a lot, right? And we already know Usyk's got that movement. So I think Usyk beats both of them, to be honest with you. And we know Usyk beat the Fury. So Usyk to me is the best heavyweight of the last 20, 25 years.
I'm not mad at that.
You know what I'm saying?
Where's he go then in the all-time list, and where you stick him?
I think he's definitely top 10, man. But I think it's a bit unfair. The reason why I say that is because as much as I might say Messi might be the best of all time, is there Messi without Maradona?
Yeah, true.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like Usyk is able to beat Usyk and be as skillful as he is and have that IQ because of the fighters before him, because of people like Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard and somewhat disrespectful for me to put him against those guys. Even though I think against Muhammad Ali, I think Ali beats him. Same sort of weight, right? 220, that, you know what I mean? That sort of weight range. But Ali's got the movement. Ali wasn't like George Foreman. And this might even sound a bit disrespectful, and I'm not trying to be, right? But I think Usyk beats Foreman, man. Because Foreman's got the power. Foreman's got the power, but in terms of movement, Usyk's going to move too much for him. He's going to move too much for him. You know what I'm saying? He's going to move. And this is like the two eras of Foreman. He definitely beats the second era. When he came back.
Second era.
He definitely beats the
first
second
era. I don't know about that one. That's why I'm like, I don't know about first era Foreman.
But the
second
power,
era Foreman,
though. 100%. Don't get me wrong. Like the power of Foreman will be hard for Usyk to maybe manage. Yeah, for anybody to manage. But I think the overall movement of Usyk might be too much. You know what I'm saying? Because look at the jittery movement of Joe Frazier. That did nothing for Foreman. But Joe Frazier also was allowing himself to get hit for no goddamn reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Usyk is not going to allow himself to take punishment like that. He needs to be up against somebody who has a similar IQ and similar sort of movement. I mean, Muhammad Ali, I think, is the only guy that would have definitely beaten him, I think. Let me not say only guy, but the guy that first comes to mind that would have beat him. How do you think he would have done against Tyson?
Yeah, I hear it. Yeah, 100%.
How do you think Usyk would have done against Tyson?
Tyson... that's. I do think Usyk can beat him. I feel like when I think of Tyson, the only reason why I never put Tyson on like my all-time list is because really and truly, obviously I know because he was in jail for a bit as well. He never beat the best in their prime. Like, I mean, like he like you talk about Bruno, but that was like Bruno's first sort of big fight, and stuff like that. Like, but really and truly, like. The best in their primes, he didn't do nothing, like, you know. And I know, yes, jail plays a part in that, of course. So we never know what would have happened in that between 92 and 95. We'll never know what could happen in that period. But I can't see. I think, like I said, like I think IQ-wise, Usyk might have him on that one, IQ-wise. So that's why I just feel like, I think I could see Usyk getting the W in that one.
But
I don't know what you think about Lennox Lewis, though. What do you think on Lewis?
Do you know what the thing is? Yeah,
I can see.
I like Lewis, yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I somewhat hated on Lewis because he beat Tyson in it, so I never really liked to give him props in it. But He was
To me, he's like the most complete heavyweight. Like when I
Yeah.
think of a heavyweight,
Yeah,
like he's the
yeah.
most complete heavyweight I've seen.
Mm.
In my eyes, so at least with my own eyes. Like obviously, we can
Yeah.
go back, but in terms of what I watched firsthand,
Mm.
like he's like the most complete modern heavyweight. Like
Yeah.
in my eyes, so I'm sort of picturing how that fight looks.
He was somebody as well that really cared about the fundamentals, man. Like he did everything off the jab,
Yeah.
and I think the jab would have given Usyk some trouble because of how big he is. Like, how tall is Lewis? Is he like what? He's not as tall as Fury though, innit? But like he's a huge guy. You
Yeah,
know
he's
what I'm
like
saying?
what's it called? He's like 6'5", 6'6",
6'5",
something like
6,
that.
yeah, he must be, right? And the guy, like, he's got the power. Obviously, he basically knocks bare guys out. Even though he took 3 L's, he revenged all of them L's,
Yep.
right? He's a serious guy, but I don't know. That would be a tough one.
You unified unifying titles in the time where Holyfield's there, Tyson was there, Vitali was in his prime. Like that can't be taken as a joke.
100%.
You know?
How would
But,
Usyk
yeah.
have done against Holyfield? Because obviously Holyfield came up from cruiserweight, and Holyfield is durable. Holyfield ain't quitting. No disrespect to the boy. Holyfield ain't quitting.
They're going the full
They go
12
in
rounds.
exactly.
They're going 12 rounds, 100%.
Yep. And Holyfield can move as well because he's more light on his feet. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously the cruiserweight background and whatnot. That would have been a tough fight. That would have been a very good fight to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, no, I'm definitely hearing. Yeah, I can't. When I'm picturing now. After that, I'm like, yeah, I've definitely. Why he has to sort of be Usyk has to sort of be number one in this era. Because I think he could. I don't think any of the other guys could stand toe to toe in other eras like Usyk could. Like, I think Usyk can stand toe to toe in other eras.
I think so, yeah. But again, I think it's also because of the things that the other eras did. You know what I'm saying? Because Usyk would have learned a lot from those that came before him. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to compare. But if there was some way of comparing them all, I think he's up there, man. He's definitely up there. He finds a way in every fight. You know what I'm saying? He finds a way in every fight. And the guy just dominates. The way he dominated the cruiserweights, even if you wanted to come and say, you know what, the competition wasn't as much, okay, cool. Then he came into the heavyweights. Remember years back here when everyone was talking about who's the best heavyweight? Is it AJ? Is it Fury? Is it Wilder? No one spoke about Usyk, remember?
Facts.
The Usyk's come now. We don't need to see Usyk against Wilder.
I remember saying that, and then you told me that he wasn't in the division. He wasn't in the weight class.
Who, Usyk?
Yeah, I remember seeing
Okay.
that. I saw a video of a guy who was training in the forest somewhere.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And he looked dedicated in this annex, and he was talking about how
That's
much
like
he had-
Bellew times, and he was probably fighting.
Yeah, it
Bellew.
must have been when he was fighting Tony Bellew, yeah. So he was still probably at cruiserweight then at that time, yeah. So yeah, and look at him now. He's come back and he doesn't need to fight Wilder. We know what happened there. But he's beat AJ twice, beat Fury twice, beat Dubois twice. Come on, man.
Yeah, facts.
Come on, man.
No, yeah, I can see the Parker fight. Was it Budge? Someone was saying like what's his name, Caballo as well. That could be a
Caballero,
fight.
yeah. The thing is, yeah, Caballero is a good fighter, yeah. Caballero is a good fighter, but the thing is, Caballero's skills work against other regular heavyweights.
Yeah.
And when I say regular, this is not me disrespecting him, even if they're good heavyweights, because we saw what he did to Zhang. We saw what he did to Sanchez as well, right? But those skills are not going to be as effective against a moving Usyk. You know what I'm saying? With that sort of IQ.
Yeah.
Caballero, I think, can beat almost any other heavyweight, you know? Cabello's a serious guy.
I'm not mad at that take, you know. I'm not mad
I
at
think he can. But everybody just needs to fight amongst themselves. Usyk's on another level. He doesn't have to prove anything. I think he should just retire.
Oh yeah.
Unless he wants to give him 50 mil to fight Parker, beat Parker, take 50 mil and go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd retire from him. You got the O, and you got the undisputed title back. It's just, you got nothing else to prove. Like,
Nothing.
Beating Parker doesn't add to the legacy
At all.
You know, it doesn't. You know, beating Caballero don't add to the legacy. Beating Fury again don't add to the legacy. Like you're already clear.
100%. 100%. Everything else now is just sparring. That's it. Everyone that he would fight now on the big stage will just be a sparring session for him. That's it. He's the greatest of the last 25 years to me. Like nothing to prove.
Yeah. You got the. I didn't even clock it at the time. I saw what's his name, Jake Paul jumped in the ring as well. So I'm like, unless he's gonna go try to take some funny, some extra I'm sure that'd be a nice gate if he goes and mashes up Jake Paul for a bit.
Yeah, he should.
But
You know what? If no one should blame him. Like if you can give Usyk 100 mil to fight Jake Paul, fight him, man. Fight him. Take the money. You deserve it. If somebody does, you do. You know what I'm saying? Because all the pros couldn't compete with you. You know what I mean? The real pros. So why not, man? Just make your money at this point.
100.
You know what I'm saying? Or just relinquish the belts, go make your money, and let everybody else fight. That's it. You know what I mean? Like he deserves it. He deserves it.
Who's next then? If we're going based on, so if Usyk retires today, who do you think's next right now? Of what division's got right now? What do you think sort of next up to?
I think Dubois. I think Dubois definitely has a good chance. I think Parker and Caballero. I think Bacoli has a lot to prove. He needs to come back and right some of those wrongs. But off the top of my head, I would say Dubois still there. I would say Parker's there. Who else is there? I think Caballero, I think on his day can beat any heavyweight, you know?
Yeah.
I think so.
No, it's definitely it'll be a very competitive division. If Usyk goes, it's a very competitive division.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm glad you said that because nobody should try and act as though Usyk had an easy era. He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are killers. You know what I'm saying? And look what he did to them, man. But anyway. Thanks a lot, Ed, man. Appreciate it as always.
Thank you.
All good, brother.
All right, people.
Right.
Let's
Take it easy.
Yes. Let's go into the wrap-up, Brent. All right, people, it's been a fantastic show. Thank you for tuning in, as always. I was going to say apologies for it being long, but I know you guys love the long shows. But today we spoke about the Israeli forces killing 67 Palestinians seeking aid. Imagine, seeking aid in northern Gaza. We spoke about a final report into the broken water industry in England and Wales and how that's going to be released. We spoke about the bottles and flares that were thrown during another protest outside Essex Hotel. Imagine more than 1,000 protesters were there. Only 5 people got arrested. But when it came to the Palestine thing in Liverpool, you got 4 old people getting arrested because they were holding materials from Palestine action. It's diabolical. We also spoke about the Independent and how they have a second safe haven built for women who are fleeing domestic abuse. You know what I'm saying? Big them up for that. We spoke about the children of an elderly UK couple who've been jailed by the Taliban. They're calling for their release, man, because they're old, man, 76 and 80 years old, and they want them released before they die in custody. We spoke about the powerful Ecuadorian drug lord who's been extradited to the US, and the sad news about the 61-year-old man who died after having his chain sucked into an MRI machine. And he spoke about the death toll in South Korea and how that's risen to 17 people because of the intense downpours that's happening over there. And of course, in the boxing, we spoke about Usyk and how he destroyed Daniel Dubois. And even though we're saying he destroyed Daniel Dubois, which he evidently did, I think we also have to remember that Dubois is still a solid heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? And big up Dubois as well for even getting in the ring and fighting somebody who is just a generational, once-in-a-lifetime sort of fighter anyway. So big up Daniel Dubois as well, man. And big up you guys for tuning in once again. We'll be back tomorrow, man. That's it. Have a blessed rest of the day. Peace.